Okay, I think we are live right now on the Facebook group, so we can get along with this. Again, I want to welcome every one of you for taking the time to attend today's special training for workers of the Cyber Embassy of Christ, essentially the pioneer members. We are going to be going all general from the 10th, but right now everybody who's joined us has been requested to join us because they want to help us bring the vision to pass. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for today's gathering. And Father, as I train and as I teach, Father, you yourself teach them the way you want them to understand what I'm about to say. Father, it is your kingdom, it is your work, and it has to be done excellently because you are an excellent God. So this training today is to train us, or to teach us, or to show us some things we can start doing in an excellent way so that your kingdom can reign all over the earth, particularly on the internet, as you have sent us to go and minister to. Father, I yield myself to you to be used today to be able to teach them in a way that they will understand. Father, help me. Holy Spirit, help me not to speak above their heads and not to speak below their understanding. Just give me the right words, the right unction to function in a way that everyone can follow me and be able to take something away from this training today that will not only help them in the ministry work, but will help them in their personal businesses, in their personal projects, and in the way they also run themselves as kingdom citizens, so that in every area of our lives, your name can continue to be glorified as we begin to flow in excellence in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. All right, that's it. So today I like to teach something that is fundamental for me at every one of my ventures, whether church, whether business, whether projects. Once we have groups of people who are, okay, I've already made you co-host, Destiny. I don't know why you're not accepting it, so that's up to you. But I think Chinaya is, so we are good. Okay, all right. So I was laying a preamble here that for me, every project that I get into, whether it is ministry related or business related or project related, I try to make sure, as long as I have groups of people who are going to be working with me, particularly if I have different groups or different departments, I believe in training. I'm very big on training because I believe that when you train people, particularly in your vision as well as in how to do their work, they can only do it better, that the Holy Spirit will flow better if you are trained to be sensitive, you know what to look for. So the same way, Cyber Embassy will not be different. As a matter of fact, because part of my ministry, like you all are already getting, my ministry is more business oriented. My ministry is more empowerment oriented. God has given all of us different anointing. I don't covet the anointing of others. I celebrate the one that God has given me. I'm not wondering why I'm not doing what other pastors are doing. I celebrate what I'm able to do. So please, and that is one of the reasons why we want to balance the church, so that all the 5 purposes have people directly in charge of them who are making sure those purposes are going, so that we don't end up just becoming a church that is business oriented. I'm an empowerment guy. I'm going to be very heavy on that. I'm going to be teaching our members how to become rich for themselves. I'm going to teach them how to manage their businesses, because I happen to believe that a Christian that doesn't have financial means can really not do God's kingdom well, cannot do God's work well, right? If you don't have money to spend on God's work, you're not going to be able to do it. But that is also not the whole counsel of the Bible. We also have to do worship. We have to pray. We have to do so many other things. I can only flow in my own special anointing and try my best to encourage and train others who have different types of anointing to flow together. So to do that, I believe they need to have fundamental knowledge about how to manage themselves, how to manage projects that God puts in their hand, how to manage assignments that I give them. So one of the fundamental training I'm going to do is today, but over the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to be focusing mostly on leadership training stuff, not what you will expect from a regular church where they're training you how to speak in tongues and all of that. I'm not doing all of that. Most of you that God has sent here now, at least those we are dealing with now, are Christians anyway, those who have volunteered to be leaders. We have so many pastors, so many workers in churches, so that part is sorted. when we get inaugurated and we start going after the stark unbelievers, then the tone might change a bit. But for the leadership, okay, I already assume most of you already know Christ, or you won't be here. Okay, you already know Christ, you already committed yourself at some point. Many of us, we are rededicating ourselves. We have been there before. Maybe we backslided or whatever, and we're trying to come back to it. But fundamentals of that we know. So our leadership training, our workers training is going to be more leadership based, training our workers to do their job better. And today I'm going to start with one of my most, I call it one of my favorite trainings for my staff, particularly leaders, group leaders or group workers. And so I'm going to be sharing my PowerPoint, and I want it to be very interactive. When I ask you questions, see, as a matter of fact, this training also, we are using it to test how effective online discipleship will be, which I'm big about. We're going to start Bible study maybe on Thursday, this Thursday, or next week Thursday, depending on how I sort it out with Pastor Alex. And the Bible study for me is an interactive thing. It's not something somebody just come and downloads, then go away. So this training today, let it be practical, let it be interactive. So when I ask you questions, answer it in the chat box. I may even open up the microphone and ask you guys. So please be very attentive with me. For those of you who have worked with me before, this won't be new. For those of you who are new, okay, who unmuted you, somebody just unmuted themselves. I don't know how you're able to do that. Okay, please do not unmute anybody, my managers. Let me do the meeting and unmuting today, please. We're in a training session. Your job is to admit people in or not. Okay, so what I'm saying is, so today we are going to be talking about something fundamental, and I'm going to share that with you. It is called the rules of monkey management. There's no business I've been involved with that has staff or that has leaders that have not made this training a fundamental first set of training that I'm going to teach them. Because when I also joined a company called Arthur Anderson a while back, right, this was the training they started us with before anything else. And I can understand it changed my life. This was way back in 1990. Some of you are not even born then. All right, now, if you can see this, can you please just nod your head where you are? If you can see this where you are, can you just nod your head? Or you can see my screen? Okay, great. All right, let me pull up the chat box here to make sure I'm still seeing the chat while we are training. Just a second here. Again, this is going to be a tremendous blessing to many of you who have never had this training before, but you are going to be taking away a lot from it as we, sorry, I lost the screen. Let me do it again. All right, it should be back now. I'm trying to make sure that the chat box is also open while I am talking so that I can hear from you. Now, today we're going to be talking about the 4 rules of monkey management. Now, some of you might be wondering, okay, what exactly is this about? If you have not done this training before, I don't expect you to know. Those who have done it before, they probably are smiling where they are, and they need to go over it again too. I see a couple of my business associates here because sometimes we forget this. Even I myself, I try to go through it every once in a while, maybe once a year, to make sure I understand it, or I still remember it, because it is fundamental to you being able to run whatever department God has put you in charge, to be able to run your own business, to be able to run whatever assignment you get, even at your work. So the primary purpose of it is to help you become more effective managers with the ability to effectively, to delegate effectively while also achieving measurable objectives for your mission and assignment. Many of us will get put in manager positions, and we either don't know what to do to be able to get people to work well with us, or we overwork ourselves because we keep doing all the work ourselves. And I don't want Cyber Embassy to devolve into that, where the vision overseer is one doing all the work, or only 2 or 3 people are doing all the work because they don't know how to delegate, but because they don't know how to get people involved. And then you have workers who are not doing anything because nobody is delegating properly to them. As it is right now, we've got more than 110 volunteer workers. But as it is, we probably have only maybe 5 or 6 people who are really doing the work well. And it's not the fault of the workers. It's because most of us are not properly trained, or we are not, even when we are properly trained, including myself, we are not following the principles of monkey management in a way that will help them to be more effective. So the first question I have now is, and I want everybody to type out an answer, what you think. All right. There's a common management problem. I don't know if you have noticed that at your job, or you have noticed this at a cyber embassy itself. Okay, you go to meetings, just like yesterday, the evangelism team had a meeting. In fact, they provoked me to try to put this training for today, something else I have in mind, but I'm glad that I put this now, because this should be fundamental. I don't know if you've attended a meeting where the meeting ended, but you're frustrated because everybody in the rooms agree on what they're going to do because everybody left the meeting not knowing what the next moves are supposed to be, when the moves are supposed to be made, and who was responsible for making them. In other words, you discuss after you had a long discussion, nice discussion, but the meeting finished. Just like the meeting for the evangelism directorate yesterday. They even summarized the meeting. But those of you who attended that meeting, did you leave that meeting feeling that you have agreed on what needs to be done, when it is to be done, and who was responsible for doing them? If you were at that meeting yesterday and if you felt that you left that room with clarity in your mind of what is supposed to be done, when it is going to be done, and who is going to be doing different things, I want you to type in a 10 in the screen. If you don't think this was sorted, even though you had a great meeting, give me a 0. I don't know how many of you in this training right now were at the evangelism directorate meeting yesterday. Same way, the e-ministry ministry, they had a meeting about 3 days ago. Beautiful meeting, but it also highlighted the problem I'm about to teach you to solve today. That meeting ended, but there was no clarity as to what is going to be done next, or who's going to do it, and when it's going to be done. And that is why nothing will get done. If you end meetings without answering those 3 things, what is going to be done, when is it going to be done, and who will do it, what will happen is that you're going to come back to that same meeting next week with nothing getting done. All right. So, and it is to avoid that we are, hopefully you guys keep admitting, people keep coming in. So please don't slip up on me now. Chinaye and Pastor Destiny, just be sure you put people in there. All right. How many of us have attended meetings before, even if you didn't attend one of the e-ministry or the evangelism in your work? Have you ever attended meetings where you left the room, but you're frustrated because what you guys had a great meeting, but really you are not clear what exactly we're going to do tomorrow morning, or when we're going to do it, or who is going to do what? If you have been in that kind of environment before, I want you to give me a 10 on the screen right now, just to identify with this problem, because this is the problem we're about to solve. I had meetings, for instance, with my staff, with my directors, my purpose directors. 3 days ago, a short meeting on WhatsApp, and I told them that I want every ministry director to actually come up with a signature program that they will run every week. So that way, we want to have so many programs going on every day, because the objective of the cyber embassy is basically to take over the conversation on the internet everywhere. I want them to be saturated. I want them to be full of anything that has to do with church. So that as other churches are coming on, conversations about things to do with God takes over the internet. That is the whole objective. And to do that, we need to have lots of content there from everywhere. And I said we want to start with the purpose directors. I want them to come up with a signature program that will be a live program of the church, which means at least every day of the week, we're going to have a live program. I'm not going to run all of that. I'm only going to run the Sunday service and maybe the Bible study on Thursdays. But on Tuesday, we need to have a program that is going on. Wednesday, Thursday, more than one even. At some point, we're going to have like 6 to 10 live programs a day. Remember, It's internet. It don't matter if nobody's even there. We're not saying you should be in church 24/7. But when the program is live, it is recorded. It is live on Facebook. It is live on LinkedIn. It is live on Telegram. Anytime you find time, you will watch it. If it's only 2 people that watch, they're going to have a discussion. Before you know it, you are saturating the people. Don't even have time to go be sharing pornography anymore. But there's so much stuff out there from Cyber Embassy for them to fight over, to discuss, to disagree with, because I'm going to preach some really, really, really revolutionary sermons deliberately. Let everybody have an argument. Let everybody say their piece. While they are arguing and abusing me and talking that I'm wrong or right, they don't have time to share pornography. They don't have time to discuss other rubbish. That is the goal. And you, as the workers and as the leaders God has sent, you have to be part of that. I can't do all of that myself. I have a job to do. I'm a business person. I have to make money so that I can spend it on God's work. So I expect lots of activities, lots of programs that are interesting. I expect us to have a quiz show. I expect us to have a talk show, different things. And so I told them, I said, I want every one of you to come up with at least one signature program that you will personally run between 1 to 2 hours max, once a week. Then we'll set a time for it. We will fix it in our live programming. It will be out there. When the time is right, you go live. You don't need to wait for me. You're going to have access. Go live on your show. Do your prayer and do your thing. But I didn't follow these 3 things. I didn't say, okay, after this meeting, Pastor Jay, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? Okay, and I didn't say who will do what. So nothing has happened so far. Are you guys following me right now? So that is what this training is all about today, and I assure you it's going to be revolutionary. So the purpose of the rules of monkey management that we're going to be sharing today is to ensure that the right things get done the right way, at the right time, by the right people. Of course, we are talking in the context of the Cyber Embassy, but I assure you, every principle you are going to learn here today will be applicable in your job tomorrow morning, will be applicable in your business, which is the way I see Christianity. It should be a total package. The Muslims, everything is total about them. The way they dress is Muslim-oriented. The food they eat is what is in their Quran. Every part of their life is governed by their religion. So why can't we be like that? Why can't Christians, everything we do, why can't it be governed by what the Bible says? The way we talk, the way we dress, the way we discuss, the things we talk about, why can't it be total package? That is the whole essence of the Cyber Embassy of Christ, because God has given us a platform that is global. And we need to celebrate that rather than worrying about what we cannot do on the internet. Too many of you are worrying about the parts that the church cannot do. Oh, how are we going to do baptism? How are we going to do this? Stop worrying about what you can do. Worry about the things we can actually do to influence the world for Christ. God will sort out the rest. But the purpose of these rules is to ensure that the right things get done the right way, at the right time, by the right people. So the question I want to ask you is I want you guys to give me your opinion. And I want everybody to participate in this. Why do you think that some team leaders are typically running out of time while their team are typically running out of work? It happens at your job. It happens to you. Take Pastor Alex. Pastor Alex is more or less operating almost as my deputy even, because he's doing so many things even beyond his directorate, and I'm so grateful for it. Right now, it tells me he doesn't have time to do this, doesn't have time to do that, because he's doing so much. And he still has to work 9 to 5 a.m. He's a full-time worker. He gets off work at 4:30 p.m. Chicago time. So he can't even be on this training right now. Hopefully we'll watch a recording of it. But he's running out of time, yet in his directorate, he's got more than 30 people who have signed up to be part of the e-discipleship directorate. He's got 120 workers in the all workers group on WhatsApp. So he is running out of time. But the people that he's supposed to be supervising, because he's a team leader, he is running out of time, while his own team members are really not doing anything. Many are bored, many don't even know what to do, many have never. Why do you think that is so? I just want your one sentence comment. I'm going to give you time to post that so that we can why so let me this is what I'm going to do. Why don't we let me unmute everybody for that, and then I want to hear from you. Again, this is supposed to be it's supposed to be a very interactive session, so I don't want people who are just sitting down there looking. If you don't participate, you will not be able to learn. You will not be able to internalize. So let me stop sharing for a second. We have the question on the board. Why do you think that some people, some leaders are always running out of time while their workers don't seem to have work to do? I'm going to post the question again on the screen so that many of you can see. Why is it that some leaders are typically running out of time while their team members are typically running out of work? In other words, the team members don't have enough work to do. All right, who wants to go first? Who wants to answer that?
Okay.
Aye.
All right, Pastor Destiny, why do you think so?
Yeah. I think it's because there's so many workload that these team leaders
You need to speak out. You need to speak out a bit so that everybody can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. What I think is the reason is that there's so much workload that these team leaders have do not allow them to create a planned effort on engaging their team members. So they have so much works on their hand, and so they don't have the time to have a planned effort on how best to engage their team members.
All right, that's an opinion. Anybody else wants to weigh in? I need to hear. Is this got to be an interactive thing?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pastor Chooks.
Yes. The reason could be because there's no proper job schedule, what we call KPI, key performance indicator. If there's if there's no job to do, if you don't assign job, you have nothing to judge any person for doing nothing. So that could be a reason.
So why do you think that is so? Because the leaders themselves are supposed to be the one designing their own KPI or whatever you call it. Yes, so why do you think they are not doing it? Because take you for instance, you are in charge of the evangelism department. Okay, I have my KPI for you, which I'm going to communicate. I am also making a mistake because I have not clarified for you clearly what to do. So I'm doing too much of your work. But for you yourself, you are doing too much work of your disciple, of your group people. Why is that? Yeah. That's what we are saying. We know you identify that maybe because they don't have performance indicator, which is okay, but you're not hitting it. But I hear you. Somebody else? Anybody else? Come on now. You guys got to say something.
Yeah. I want to say something.
Yes. Okay. State your name so that people can see you when you talk. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I speak?
Yes, Benjamin.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Oludayo Epsiba. So part of the reason is the lack of proper synergy between the leaders and the followers.
Interesting. You believe it's a lack of synergy between the leader and the followers. But I don't know if that's true. Let's take even a cyber embassy, for example. I don't think we don't have synergy. We actually, at least for those who are active, I think there's synergy. Synergy means people trying to pull their resources together and do the best they can. I'm a very direct analyst. I'm not going to say we don't have that because I don't see where somebody has taken up stuff and they're not doing it, particularly among my directors. We have synergy. That is not the problem. The problem is deeper than that, but thank you for your observation. Anybody else? We are considering this. Why is it that some team leaders are typically running out of time while their team members are running out of work to do?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have.
Yes, go ahead, Pastor Chooks. You want to weigh in again?
Yes. You know, we need to assess the level of the competence of the members of the department so that we'll know what each person is able to handle. That is one of the
But that
things
is not
that
being
may
done.
affect.
Is why the work is getting too much for you, for instance. Like in
No.
your evangelism department. I love your meeting yesterday. You guys did an excellent job. So the problem really is not so much about competence even. You're going to find out.
Identifying competence.
Yeah, sorry?
I said identifying competence.
I don't think that's the
competence
problem.
of members.
I don't think that's the problem. Take your meeting again yesterday. We are using your meeting yesterday as a test case now, so that we are not as a way of criticizing, but as a way of using. I'm a contact person. If we are not using practical example, it's theory. So don't take anything personal here. See, it happened with me in your own group of the directors. Okay, so we're just using that as an example. You guys had a great meeting. Everybody was contributing. At the end of the day, somebody, I think it was Pastor Maworo, said, let us summarize, which was a good thing. You summarize the conclusions. Then you close the meeting. What exactly do you think is going to happen? You are going to come to the next meeting, nothing is going to happen. But if you had ended that meeting and say, okay, this decision will arrive in number A, Pastor Maworo, I want you to give me an action plan for it by tomorrow morning. Pastor Raymond, this number 2, I want you to carry it and then tell me in the next 24 hours what needs, how we are going to do this. It becomes a different ballgame because competence can be developed. Because immediately you give them that problem. Take Pastor Tolu, for instance. I don't think he's done cyber worship before, but I assigned some tasks to him and I said, go get it done. All of a sudden he's thinking. He's going to do his best himself with Pastor Destiny. The first ones they come, I didn't like. I gave them, I said, okay, go back. Why? Because now they have a reference. So it's not so much about competence, but thank you for that observation. That's what we think. Anybody else? Okay, I need you guys to be involved because it's when you get involved that this team will sink in. I'm teaching you what will essentially change the game for your business. You're only going to use some of it, Cyber Embassy. Trust me.
Yeah.
Okay. So
my name is Benjamin.
Tolu, let's go. Pastor Tolu, let's go. You have something to say? Okay. Enough of feedback on that so that we don't spend all the time on that. I'm going to meet everybody again. When we want to go back to conversation, I will meet you. All right. So let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So we were discussing why is it that some team leaders are typically running out of time while their team are typically running out of work. As a matter of fact, this whole training is based on a book written, I think like 20, 25 years ago by some guy, I forgot his name now. It's called The Rules of Monkey Management or just Monkey Management. I encourage you, I think I'm going to try to find if I can still find the digital copy because then it was physical. I'm talking 1990 before when I joined at Anderson and started my first company when I left them. This is, many of you are not even born then, okay? So it was physical book. But if you can get the book, trust me, you will never be the same when it comes to being a manager. It's called Monkey Management. Okay, Google it and see if you can find. Sorry? Somebody said something.
Sorry, I can't help with that yet.
Oops, sorry, that was my Google. Google, keep quiet. So you have this thing in the US that they call it Google, where you say when you talk, the thing responds to you. It's a robot. Okay, so people are typically running. Sorry, I was talking about you getting that book called The Monkey Management. The man who wrote the book gave a story there about how these rules came about. There was this manager, and it's important for you to get that story in context. All right, let me come back so that you can see my face when I share that. All right, he wrote the book as a result of an experience. He said there is this manager, okay, who works so hard. He loves his company so much, and he's such a hard worker that every time he is always working. So when people have problems, they come to him, he will offer to help them. So the files on his desk was so much that he had to go to work even on Saturday to be able to get some of the work that he has agreed to do done. I want you to pay attention here. So while he was driving into his job, he saw some of the workers who report to him, some of his junior workers, who were leaving to go to the golf course because their desk is clear. They don't have any work to do. So they are going to golf club to go have fun on Saturday. while he, that is supposed to be their boss, is in the office. So he said he sat down and thought about it. What am I doing? That all this work on my table is really the work of my staff. Why am I here doing their work while they are playing golf? And that's how it came up with the rules of monkey management. Because the truth is, as leaders, most of the work is not supposed to be done by you. If the work is being done by you, then you're not a good leader. A good leader is supposed to maximize people who are under him so that they, why do you think somebody like Pastor Gio Adeboye is so effective? You guys remember I used to be CEO of Dove Media. I report to him every month, just before Holy Ghost service for 2 years, personally. So I'm not telling you theory. Somebody said, I used to report to Daddy directly, one-on-one, 1 hour during Holy Ghost service. If you are redeemed, then you will know this. If you are an active pastor there, everybody knows me, Pastor O as Dove Media MD. I was always intrigued every time I enter Gio's office to have a meeting with him. I'm talking about Pastor Adeboye now. The man has only one file on his desk. One, not two, not three, not one, not four, one. The man has no laptop. He doesn't have iPad. I don't know if he has iPad now. And yet, that is a man running easily the biggest church in the world outside of the Catholic Church. How does he do it? He doesn't do the work, but he's got a lot of competent guys. He's got provincial pastors, district directors, area pastors. He's got everybody doing the work, but he's doing it in a way that the man obeys the principles of monkey management that we're about to talk about today. So an effective leader is actually a leader that has very little to do as far as the work itself is concerned, but somebody who is pressing buttons and making sure things get done by giving his managers the right things they need to be able to act right. I wish Daddy will write a book on how to manage. It will be a global game changer. I don't think it will, because Daddy is just Daddy. Those things don't, he doesn't even think he's doing anything major. But I observed the man. I've never seen an administrator of his level, either as a president or whatever, ever. And I'm not saying that to be nice. I didn't even leave Redeem on a nice note, so I don't have any excuse to be nice to Gio if it's not the truth. But the man is the best administrator I have personally ever encountered. And yet, he hardly does any of the work. That is a man that understands the principles of monkey management. Whether I even knows the principles exist or not, I don't know. But the man is a PhD holder, for all I know. Somebody somewhere has given him the book many years ago. But this guy, so when he realized that I'm the one doing all this work, he decided to send all the work back to the people that are supposed to be doing it. And that's what gave rise to the principles of monkey management that many of you are going to be learning today. Hopefully we will be able to finish. But if we don't finish, we'll do part 2 as soon as we can, because this is so fundamental that I believe that if I can get you to understand this, I can get you to understand practically anything as far as my ministry is concerned. Can you guys still see my screen now? Is my screen back up? Okay. All right. Let me pull up the chart, the PowerPoint here. Okay. So we've answered that. Now, this is another truth I want you to know as we get deep into this. We have not even yet started talking about the rules yet. There are 4 basic rules of monkey management, but these are still what we want to call introduction to it. I want you to note something today. This is a note that you should actually have a notebook to be making notes when you're coming to my training sessions, because I'm going to be training life-changing stuff. I'm not your typical pastor, as some of you are already finding. Indispensable team leaders can be harmful, not valuable to the organization. I know many of us, when you start thinking that somebody is indispensable, that is a weakness in your organization. That person is going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your business. When you start having somebody who is indispensable, then you have a problem. And I'm going to show it to you in a minute. Okay? Indispensable team leaders can be harmful, not valuable to the organization. Imagine if we get to a point where Pastor Tolu is indispensable to us as far as our worship is concerned. That means we can't do worship without him. That means he knows that it doesn't matter how good he is. That's a danger signal right there. It doesn't matter how effective he is. It doesn't matter how anointed he is. If he gets to a point where it becomes indispensable, then that means what he's doing, our church can't do it if he's not there. What if he decides that he wants to go start his own ministry? What if he decides that he doesn't even believe in Pastor O anymore? What if he decides that he doesn't want to be in ministry anymore? Then what? We start from ground zero. The old church will suffer hard. Let me give you a personal example for you to understand why you shouldn't be celebrating anybody as indispensable. Basically, you're admitting that you have a problem in your organization without knowing it. When I had my law firm in Nigeria for a while, I came back to Nigeria 2009, a couple of years after Dove, 2008 to until 2016. I actually have my law firm in Nigeria. Many of you know me as that lawyer who represents OGD, the former governor of Ogun State, and some of the governorship candidates at election petition tribunals. So I had this law firm, okay, where we represent lots of big names as well as banks and stuff. I had a girl, very effective. I've never seen a more capable girl than that, who was our office administrator. She was a young girl, maybe like 22 kind of thing then, but she was very good. Before you ask for anything about the company, the girl knows where it is. Any problem in the company, it can solve it. Anybody has a problem with their computer, bring her, she will solve it. Very, very dependable, very, very trustworthy girl. And I was very happy that I had somebody who is indispensable like that, so that I was resting myself easy, that at least I can relax. No matter what happens, what's her name now? She started working with me in 2009, and her name just escaped me now. She's in London right now. Hopefully she might even be on this call and watching this. Okay, now this girl was so good. She didn't do anything bad, so that you guys don't understand. An indispensable leader does not have to do something bad to hurt you if you're not careful. So one day, over the weekend, the mother who was living in London then just called her and said, your visa, everything is ready. I need you to report in London on Monday. The mother called her Saturday morning. Remember, she was like 21, 22. She was a young girl, just finished university. So the mother called her and told her, you have to be in London on Monday. So this guy called me that same Saturday night and said, okay, I'm so sorry, I won't be able to come to work on Monday. I'm going to London. My mom has been trying to get me my paper to join them, that all my family is there. I was the only one that was born in Nigeria, all my brothers and sisters, and I knew that we were born in London, and finally they've sorted out my papers. Now I have to go. My mom says I must meet the consular office or whatever on Monday morning in London. So I have to leave tomorrow night. I almost went mental, in panic. Because here am I now. I don't even know where the files of my clients are. This is the girl that gets them for me. I don't know the status of any client who has paid or not paid. She's the one that keeps record. She's the one that manages the other lawyers. She's the one that manages their case file. To cut a long story short, on Monday, we came to church on Monday, and Tolu is not that. Tolu is not her name. I'm just using that name because her name keeps escaping my mind now. So she wasn't there. For almost a month, my office was in disarray because we don't know where anything was. And I had already, as far back as 2009, I'd already started using computers in my office. I wasn't on the internet business then, but I believe in technology. So all my office was computers I brought from the US. She's the one that knows where the files were. She's the one that knows who's a good client or bad client. She's the one that knows where on the filing cabinet. It took us a month to restructure the whole team because we have to be calling her every day. Something happens, we have to call London. Remember, she was willing. She didn't plan to hurt us. We didn't quarrel. Every time we call her, she answers. But it got to a point, the mother started preventing her from picking up her phone call. Now, why? She doesn't work there anymore. Why do you guys keep calling my daughter? So it became a nightmare. Somebody who was supposed to be an indispensable leader for me became a problem when he left. Same way in your business. If you have somebody that you cannot do without, then you have a problem. There's a reason Jesus didn't just pick one or two people. There's a reason he picked 12. Because you know one is going to betray him, Some are not going to get serious. Some are going to be, even then, Jesus had to even reach further to go look for Paul because they won't go to the Gentiles the way he wanted them. So you too, as a leader, you need to understand you don't want to have an indispensable leader, somebody that you can't do without or that your business can't do without, because a time will come when that person will not be there. And it doesn't have to be that they hated you or they quarreled with you. They could die. They could decide they don't want to have anything to do with your ministry anymore. They could be sent on another assignment by emergency. Then what? So note that indispensable team leaders can be harmful, not valuable to your business. So as you grow your team, now remember this training is a leadership training thing. It's not for those who are not leading anything. So as a group purpose director, as a team leader, take like an Eric, they put you in charge of social media. That means you are coordinating the person that is doing our LinkedIn, the person that is doing Facebook, the person that is doing Telegram. You want to keep watching the people that you put in charge of those places. You want to put backup upon backup. You want to make sure they are not indispensable. How do you do that, for instance? You want to make sure they're not the only one in control of access. That's why, for instance, even me, right now, our Zoom account, I've made Pastor Destiny an admin there. I've made Pastor Alex. I've made Pastor Chooks. I've invited all my directors. Some of them have not accepted. I want them to be leaders so that if I'm not there, the church doesn't stand still. They can log in and start the church deliberately, because I understand that even me, I can be harmful to Cyber Embassy if I become indispensable. That means the church can't run if your pastor is not there. That is a stupid church. That's not a church of God. God is not about me. It is about the Holy Spirit and Jesus. Whether I'm alive or dead, or whether I'm available or not, the work of God should continue. I don't want to be indispensable. So the same way, you two want to watch to make sure people under you are never indispensable, no matter how much you love them. That's management principle number one. You want to learn from this training. So let's go into the meat of it. All right. Who or what is a monkey? Because we said this is the rule of monkey management. So now I want you guys to tell me who or what you think is a monkey. And I'm going to post it there. And I need responses. I'm going to meet you again. And I want a discussion on that. Question. In the context of monkey management, who or what is a monkey? Who wants to try based on what I've said so far? Can you guess what a monkey is? Who is a monkey in this context? All right. You want to talk? If you want to talk, let us know. I've unmuted everybody. If you don't want to talk and you have a background noise, please mute yourself. That way your background will not bring you up. All right, people? Okay, Pastor Dara. Tolu?
Yes, sir.
Want to talk? Go.
To say. Okay, I want to say something.
Yes.
A monkey.
Again, if you are not talking, mute yourself from your end. That way your background does not disturb the flow of conversation. Pastor Destiny has the floor now. Can you?
Okay, yes. To me, I feel a monkey is one who jumps from one walk to another, just like the natural monkey would jump from one tree to another, has many trees, to climb on. So a monkey, with respect to leadership, would be a leader that has so many walks to get his hands on.
Interesting. Okay. Who else wants to try? Who or what is a monkey in this context? We are talking about the rules of monkey management, and I've been explaining on this so far. Who or what is a monkey? Remember?
I want to try, sir.
Yes, Pastor Chooks.
I want to try.
Pastor
Yeah,
Chooks.
a monkey. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
A monkey is a staff that is not busy. And so it's jumping here and there. When it has so much to do, or maybe because it's free, it's jumping here and there. So if as a team leader, you have so much staff under you, and they are busy doing nothing, jumping here and there, doing what they shouldn't do, those team members are the monkeys.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's not correct, but I like that. Because I remember the first time I tried to teach it, and I I said a monkey man. Somebody actually left the meeting thinking that I'm calling my staff monkeys. All right, definitely the staff is not a monkey. But I want everybody to put in a comment. I want a comment in there. Who or what do you think is a monkey? Take a second, type something. Because remember, this is important. We are recording this. Those who are going to watch this later, I want them to have a full experience. The same way we're going to be discussing, doing Bible study. Bible study, I will not come and just preach. All of us will figure out the Bible together. So type your own answer. Who or what is a monkey? I need to hear you type something. Eric, type something. Pastor Maworo, you are here. Type something. Okay? Unless you are just joining us by audio. Some of you are only, you can only watch.
Should we type?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Type. Unless you want to talk. No, talk if you. Why don't you explain? No, don't type. Talk. It's an open.
Okay, I want to talk.
Okay.
Okay. Like now, the literal meaning a monkey is an animal. Is an animal, okay, right? And it is an animal that if you train it very well, it can be friendly. And if you are hostile to it, it can be very deadly to deal with. So in other words, when we bring that one to our environment as human being, a monkey can be any person who probably, if you can take pain to train, you stand to receive or to gain some reward in the nearest future. Or better still, if you don't train that particular person, you might not get anything, or better still, you get something you are not expected from such a person. That's a monkey.
Interesting. In the rules of monkey management. See, again, nobody's gotten it yet, and I'm surprised because I already let out the cat bag by explaining a lot. But it's good to have this discussion because the more you discuss it, when you finally figure it out, you will remember it more. I'm a believer. Okay, Pastor Tolu wants to talk. Tolu, go. Unmute yourself and then talk. All right.
Okay.
Eric, you are the one that even got the answer. You are not talking.
Hello,
Where
sir.
are you? I need to hear from you, Eric. Tell us. Okay. Come on now, Eric.
Okay.
Oh, you can't talk.
Sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell us. I just saw your comment. Can you?
Hello.
Yes, the monkey is the task, the duty of one. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The man is a social media guy. He has quickly Googled it. So he got the answer. All right. All right. So the guy has already proved to you guys why he's the social media man. All right. Let's go back to training. Okay. So who or what is a monkey? And I think Eric won the prize for that one because he got the idea clearly what I'm trying to do here. Okay. A monkey is the next move or next step to be taken in any situation. Please, you need to understand that. You need to write it down. Because once you understand it conceptually, when we start telling you the rules, it becomes very easy. Now, if you've ever seen anybody who has ever worked with me or worked in any place I work, they always like to use this word a lot. This is your monkey, that is my monkey. Because they understand what it means. They're not referring to human beings. They're not referring to the workers. They are referring to the next step, the next action to be taken in any situation. When we say, for instance, we want to get the worship team, the worship ready for Sunday, all right? That conclusion right there gives birth to different monkeys. Because now we have to get somebody to select the songs. That's some next move for somebody to make. Somebody who's going to mix it or who's going to cut it or edit it. The person is going to schedule it. Okay, those are moves to be made to feed that monkey. The monkey is the next move or next step to be taken in any situation. It is critical that you understand what a monkey means in this context of training. Because when we start explaining the rules, you will not know how to put it together. But if you don't understand what a monkey is, you are not going to understand the rules of monkey management, right? If you do understand now what a monkey is, I need you to give me a 10 in the chat box, just to be sure you are still with me. Give me a 10. box, people. Okay, a monkey is the next thing to be done. Okay, a monkey is the next step to be taken in any situation. I'm going to copy it and type it on the screen also for those of you who might be watching the recorded version of this later, so that you get the full effect of this. And I know some of us are listening by audio or radio. A monkey is the next move to be taken in any situation. All right? Very, very important for you to understand that as we go about sharing the rules of monkey management now, because the rules is what this training is all about. Okay? And when I ask you to do something, please respond, type. You cannot type where you are. The more you get involved, your typing really doesn't make much for my own training. But when you are responding, trust me, you are internalizing. That's how you learn. I can guarantee you, if you are participatory in this training, you will never forget monkey management training for as long as you die, as long as you are alive. I was taught this in 1990, and I'm still teaching it today. I can't forget because it was memorable for me and I was participatory in the class. So here's a management principle that you must write down. For every monkey, there are two parties involved. Remember, we are teaching really delegation. Management delegation is what this training really is all about. For every monkey, there are two parties involved. And I want you to have that image of a monkey in your head right now. A monkey is the next thing to be done, right? Is the next action step to be taken. Now, the management principle, you must learn there. And I've not yet come to the 4 rules yet. We're still talking management principles here. You must understand that for every monkey, there are two parties involved. One person to work it, one person to supervise it. There are two people involved with every monkey. If you don't have those two, you are already missing it. When you start identifying your monkeys and start setting up your own monkeys. For every monkey, there are two parties involved. You want to be monkey management compliant after this training, so that when monkeys are identified wherever you are, you know that some things that must automatically happen. Okay? For every monkey, there must be somebody to work it, that is the person to execute, and then somebody to supervise it. Do we get that? If you get that, give me a 10. I like responses when I'm training. I want to make sure you get it, because after this training, I'm going to be less tolerant if you're not doing your work well. Daddy Gio was not a tolerant guy. People, they see his public face, they don't see him when he's working. If you are a provincial pastor or manager that they gave work, you're not doing it well, very nicely, he will remove you. He won't even talk to you. He's going to get other people to remove you. I know, I work with him. Okay, so, but I'm more like that because I'm trained more or less by him and Dr. Miles Monroe, but I'm not going to start acting out until I've trained you. So pay attention. For every monkey, there is one to work it, and there's one person to supervise it. Let's keep going. So there are 3 types of monkeys in every management situation. And I hope some of you are taking notes, because this training, I will expect you to be able to train it to your own people reporting to you at some point, whether at your work. I will gladly give you the PowerPoint presentations. I have the students manual with spaces for them to fill out. So if you really want, because this I used to do it as a paid training. I give out manual. As I'm training, they're able to fill out the blanks in their training manual. So pay attention, make your notes, even if you don't get the slides, so that you are in a position to be able to teach this to people that will be reporting to you as you grow, either in your business, in your ministry, or even at cyber embassy. Because I can't train everybody. I don't want to also be in a situation where I'm the one having to train everybody before they can be trained. So for every management situation, there are 3 types of monkeys. All right, there's the upward leaping monkeys, and there's sideward leaping monkeys, and there's the downward leaping monkeys. There are 3 types of monkeys in management. We have already identified that a monkey is the next thing to be done. Is the next step, the next action step. We got that, right? Now we are saying there are 3 types of monkeys. The upward leaping monkeys, the sideward leaping monkeys, and the downward leaping monkeys. Back to discussion. Now I want you to tell me, I'm going to unmute all, right? I want you, who can tell me what an upward leaping monkey is? Come on now. You have been listening. If you're paying attention, this should be a no-brainer question.
Yeah, for me, an upward leaping monkey would be a task that makes for progress.
A what?
A work that makes for progress.
Don't get all religious on me now. All right.
No.
I just said, no. Okay, let's think it through. Let's think it through. Okay, let's think it through so that I can help you get the answer. All right. What is a monkey?
The next task to be done.
Right? Now, with that definition, what do you think an upward leaping monkey will be? Think again. Anybody?
Hello.
Anybody?
Yeah, an upward leaping monkey. Hello.
Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, an upward leaping monkey is an assignment that, after being done, goes to an higher authority, while the sideways goes to somebody who is of equal colleague, and the downward leaping monkey goes to a subordinate.
Oh, let's stay with upward leaping first. Let's stay with upward leaping.
Okay.
So,
okay, upward leaping monkey is after you are through with the work, you send it to the person above you.
Okay,
but
sir, yes, sir.
that doesn't even make sense.
To
If the
go
next
further
thing,
to work on it.
think about it again.
Okay.
Remember, this ministry is a thinking ministry.
Okay.
Holy Spirit will guide us,
Okay.
but we're going to think. Okay. You have just said
Okay.
a monkey is the next action.
Action.
When that action is been taken, that monkey no longer exists. The monkey is done. Remember, a monkey is the next thing to be done. So an upward leaping monkey cannot be what you just defined. Somebody else. You are close, but you are not thinking it right yet.
Okay.
Anybody else? Philip is Googling. Maybe Philip will Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, Philip, tell us.
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
An upward leaping monkey, based on my understanding, is a monkey that goes above your degree, your leader, that is not being carried out by you, but is being delegated towards your superior. That's why I see it as an upward
Very
leaping
close,
monkey.
very close, but not exact. Anybody else want to try? Yes. See, we're getting close.
Yes.
We're getting closer. Somebody else wants to finish it up. Yes. Pastor Tolu, is that you?
Sir, my understanding would be for the upward leaping monkey, they task for the superior, for a leader.
I'm not even opening it. I'm not opening it.
Sorry, come again, Pastor Tolu. Somebody was interrupting the background. You are saying? Oh, sorry, Destiny.
Okay.
Was you?
Yes, sir. I said an upward leaping monkey would be a task for the leader.
Close.
No.
You are missing. Remember the question. What is an upward leaping monkey? What about that leaping? You have not. Yeah. If you think about the word leaping, then you will get it. A monkey is the next thing.
I have, sir.
Yes,
Hello,
somebody
sir.
else. Pastor Chooks.
Yes, an upward leaping monkey is a monkey that pile up job for his boss and keeps his boss from moving forward, moving upward.
Very close. I like, see, my pastor is he connects it with religion small. He say moving forward. You know, we Christians, we like to move forward. But I like that. you almost got it. Yes. Now, basically what he said, okay, they said you should come again. Can you repeat what you said again, Pastor?
Sir?
Repeat what you said again. They want to know. They want you to repeat yourself.
I said an upward leaping monkeys tend to pile up job for the boss and by so doing keep the boss from moving up forward.
Yeah, limiting their destiny. I like that.
Yes.
Okay, but that is very close, very close. But let me explain it. See, it's because you guys are not used to this yet, but trust me, from today, that's all you're going to be talking about because it's going to be your spirit. Trust me, I'm like that. An upward leaping monkey is a monkey that belongs to a subordinate, but somehow ended up on the table of the superior. It leaped. Okay, this is the imaginary monkey. The monkey is sitting with destiny. The next thing you know, the monkey has leapt to me. That's an upward leaping monkey. I gave destiny an assignment. Okay, but destiny didn't get it done, and the next thing you know, he allows that monkey to jump out at me. Remember again, a monkey is the next thing to be done. Let me give you a very clear example. Last Sunday, it is Pastor Destiny's job to get the videos that we're going to play, right, ready for the service. Somehow, a day before, we started having this challenge, whether he has connected it, whether I was able to download from his computer or whatever. Then the next thing I told him is, okay, don't worry about it. I will do it. The minute I said that, guess what? That monkey just leapt from destiny to me. Because now I've agreed to go do the work. Are you guys following me? I see where the problem is now. Destiny was supposed to get, and excuse me if I don't use pastor all the time, just like that. I'm very, very
No,
good.
that's fine.
Right? So when Pastor Destiny had this challenge, or the monkey that I assigned to him was get the worship ready. Now he was having challenge, getting the thing ready. And I'm going to tell you how to deal with those challenges later, but I didn't deal with it right because I haven't trained him. After today, you guys will be surprised the way I respond to you. And I said, okay, don't worry. I will go and get it done for you. That's how you end up with all the monkeys of your subordinates. Rather than me telling him what to do right there, giving him advice, what he needs to go do to get his work done. What I've done is I accepted the monkey friend. What happens from that moment when I told him, don't worry, I'll put it together. Now, destiny felt lighter because now the monkey is not on his shoulder anymore. And guess what will happen? What happened on Sunday morning? Destiny sent me a message. Pastor, have you gotten the video ready? Now, Destiny is supervising me. Destiny is supervising me. Can you see that? Remember what I said? For every monkey, there's somebody to work it, and there's somebody to supervise it. So the minute I agreed to work the monkey, Destiny became my supervisor. Are you seeing how workers get overworked? Where your subordinates are not looking at you. Now they are even complaining. They are the ones slowing them down, just like Pastor Chuk said. Because now you agreed to take up the assignment. Take the prayer thing that we are doing, the prayer marathon. Okay, there was a time we needed to do the PowerPoint, the Google document. I told Pastor Chus, let's get a Google document done. All right. When it wasn't done quickly the way I wanted, I said, okay, don't worry, I'll go do it. From that minute, I took the monkey away from him. The monkey has leapt to my shoulder. And Pastor Chooks is now waiting on me to do my work. So I'm the one slowing him down. Contrary to what he said, an upward leaping monkey is the one that actually slows down your subordinates from moving forward, not you, because you have carried the monkey from them. They can't move until you give it back. They can't move until you give them the next move to do. So now I've stopped them. I stopped them from doing the prayer, a gathering of people who want to pray, until I was able to now put in the Google document. And that's an upward leaping monkey. Now that should be very clear. Now, what's a sideward leaping monkey? Now I'm going to call this. If you miss that, you are going to pay a fine. All right. Now, what is a sideward leaping monkey? I want to know if you are paying attention.
Okay. Okay, sir.
I told you, the whole world is looking at you. What is a sideward leaping monkey?
Okay, that to the best of my knowledge, a sideward leaping monkey would be a task meant for the subordinate, but he doesn't get it done, and then it has to go to someone outside the organization.
Everybody do like this for him. Somebody else want to try. So that's it, you are falling my hand. I need somebody else to try here. Not Eric. Somebody else needs to speak up. I know there's at least 8 of us here. We need to hear from somebody else who hasn't spoken. Somebody on Galaxy J7. I don't think you have spoken. Who is that? Oh no, that's who is on Galaxy J7? Is that I don't see the name, so maybe that's Benjamin. Benjamin, you are here. Pastor Dada, what are you doing? Are you a looker? I want to hear from you. Tolu, the man has eaten under his table now. Okay, so a sideward leaping monkey. You want to try again, Destiny?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that'll be an assignment that is not done by someone, and then it gets referred to a colleague.
Aha, now you are close. Now you are
thinking. That's it.
Now you are thinking. Now you are thinking. It doesn't get referred to a colleague. A colleague chose to pick it up. It's like, say, you have an assignment to get the videos ready. It's your job. And then while you are discussing your problem with Pastor Chooks, who is on the same level with you, at least on the hierarchy right now, he is a purpose director, you are a purpose director. Now you are discussing your challenge with him, and then Pastor Chooks says, don't worry, I'll go take care of it for you. That's a sideward leaping monkey. It's an action. It's the next step that needs to be done that jumps from a subordinate to another subordinate of equal rank. Are you getting it now? Somebody of equal level, from director to director, okay? From group leader to group leader, to group coordinator to group coordinator. That is jumping from somebody of equal level. So it's like you have two people who work with you. They are both assistants at your job. You gave them monkeys. One of the assistants couldn't solve his own monkey, or is lazy, or figuring out, or having some challenge. And then another assistant said, don't worry, I'm going to take care of it. Or while they are discussing, say, okay, well, give me 1 minute. Let me go see what I can do for you. By saying that, that monkey has jumped from Joseph to John, assuming that both are your subordinates. Are you following me now? The assignments that have jumped back to you as a delegator, that's an upward leaping monkey. That jump from a team member to team leader or team coordinator, that's an upward leaping monkey. A sideward leaping monkey are assignments or next job that is supposed to be done by people of equal rank in an organization, and then get sleep. So that should make a downward leaping monkey very, very easy to say. Destiny on the button again until you get it right. Okay, let me try before it Googles. Let's try Eric. Eric, okay? Unmute yourself and tell us. Now all of a sudden your microphone is not working. Unmute yourself and talk to us. Eh? I know that trick. You say I can't unmute myself.
Hello, sir.
All right. Yes.
Yeah,
What's a downward leaping monkey?
A downward leaping monkey is a monkey that is a job being given, but is not being handled, but goes being delegated, or someone below your ranking takes the job from you.
Close, but you're not hitting it. Okay, Destiny, hit it for us.
Okay. Now, a downward leaping monkey would be a task meant for a leader, which does not get done, and then a subordinate gets to do it.
Okay. Basically, a downward leaping monkey are monkeys that belong to the level of a leader. Maybe that's an assignment that really was assigned to him, to himself. Let's say we are doing stuff and you're a team leader. You assign some of that job to yourself, right? But somehow you are not doing it. You pass it down to a subordinate. That's a downward leaping. There's some things only me can do right now. I get that. Say, for instance, we need to open a bank account. All right. I'm the only one with the authority to do that now, because I've not given that authority to anybody yet, which I will as we go forward. We've opened a bank account incidentally right here in the US. We're going to open in Nigeria. We're going to open in as many states as possible just for when we start taking off. But instead of me doing that, okay, I'm not telling Destiny, you go do it. But me, Destiny doesn't have the power to do it anyway. It's not his place. He doesn't have the materials. He doesn't have the stuff. That is a downward leaping monkey. Sometimes some monkeys that belong to a team leader can be effectively sent to subordinate, but you just have to follow sub-principle the same way There is nothing wrong with sideward leaping monkeys, so that you guys don't go out there tomorrow and say, well, that's your monkey, I can't help you. We're all working as a team. The important thing is to be cognizant, to understand what is happening, so that you are not doing things subconsciously. There might be some things Destiny really needs to do, okay? But it really can't handle it. He's been struggling with it, and maybe Pastor Chooks is in a better position to help him execute it. There's nothing wrong with allowing that monkey to leap. But as long as he's leaping, both sides just need to understand that the relationship has changed. Now, Pastor Destiny is supervising Pastor Chooks regarding that assignment. He needs to understand that. He needs to now understand that the assignment belongs to him now, not to Destiny, because he has chosen. So, which means he has to do it. He's not going to say, oh, okay, he tells Pastor Destiny, I'm going to get a guy to edit the videos for us for this Sunday. But because he knows that originally that monkey belongs to Pastor Destiny, then doesn't do it well. Then Sunday comes and I'm asking them at the pre-church prayer meeting with my directors, and I'm saying, Pastor Destiny, where is my worship? And then he's looking around, he asks Pastor Chooks, Pastor Chooks said, but that's your job. That will not be good teamwork. Okay? That will not be right, because you chose to take it. That means you have to execute it. Destiny is still responsible as far as his own boss is concerned. But Pastor Chooks now has a responsibility to make sure he feeds that monkey well, or he will be doing Destiny a disservice, because he chose to accept that monkey. If he doesn't want to do it, then he doesn't accept it. That's all I'm saying. There is going to be a lot of cooperation back and forth. Monkeys are going to be jumping from one to the other. You just have to do it now consciously, so that you are not taking a monkey and then forget about it. Or you're not allowing people to dump monkey on you that you don't want. You got to be clear, okay? It's one thing to advise somebody. It's another thing for it to become your monkey. You got to be clear. So if you are taking a monkey, you want to make sure you are doing it with full knowledge that that's what you want to do, all right? So I clarify that for you guys to understand them. Then we go to the rules. Management principle here. You need to understand this. Things not worth doing at all are not worth doing well. Remember, this is contra what you have been told. Things worth doing at all are worth doing well. But I'm also telling you that is correct. But I'm also telling you things not worth doing at all are not worth doing very well. If it is not something you should be doing, why should you be doing it well? Don't do it at all, is what I'm saying here. Okay, if it is not what you should be doing or what you want to do, don't even try to do it at all. Forget about doing it well. Send the monkey back to where they are. So the depth of the problem, why organizations get bogged down. If your organization is bogged down, just like we're experiencing with Cyber Embassy so early, we've got over 12,000 likes on our Facebook page. We've got 120 volunteer workers, but we are still bogged down in so many areas because we are doing too much rescuing. You get over busy as a leader when you get into the habit of rescuing people instead of developing them. Take, again, I'm using the example of Pastor Destiny now as a teaching point. His job was to get the worship done and done right in line with the vision of the church. But when he was having challenges the very first Sunday about getting the videos together in HD and getting it done right, and I decided to rescue him. Now I'm making myself busier. If you remember, even this Sunday, a minute to the time we're going to go, like I was still telling you, I have to get my sermon ready. Remember that when we had that conversation, I said, leave me alone. I have to go back to my sermon because I spent too much of the time doing the work for the other people. Destiny that's supposed to make sure the service is ready. He himself is still on a bus somewhere. After this, it's not going to happen. If 1 hour to the time you as the person that's supposed to make sure the service is ready are not ready, I remove you from the program. It happens consistently. I'm going to make a change. I'm not doing it because I hate you or I don't like you. I like developers. I like managers who are growing, because by not growing, you limit everybody. So when the video wasn't ready, now I'm busy on Sunday morning. I'm working out to make sure the video, we pick the right video. I'm working out to make sure that the program is set right there on StreamYard. Those are all Destiny's job. So when I rescued him, now he didn't know what to do what I did on Sunday because I've rescued him. So he didn't grow to that. He didn't figure out how to do, to post the agenda on StreamYard that we're going to use, because I didn't insist that he should go learn it. I kept rescuing him. I told him last week, you need to get XSplit so that you can change your background. He didn't do it, but I rescued him. So when you do that, you end up bogging not just your organization down, you end up bogging yourself down, which is how many of us end up where we are. And I'm talking in your personal business. I'm talking about your job. If you are getting overworked, there's no reason why a top-level manager should be getting overworked, because your job is to go around everybody encouraging them. Nehemiah was not doing any of the work. He got the job done in 52 days. The day I'm going to teach about Nehemiah and leadership development, many of you, your mind will blow, okay? Because I got a whole series on that I train churches and they pay me. Look at Nehemiah. He did an impossibility. He rebuilt walls that people could not rebuild in hundreds of years. He did it in 52 days. That is the best management book ever, the book of Nehemiah, and I'm not just talking church now. Every principle of management that John Maxwell has been teaching about came from the book of Nehemiah. Many people don't even understand that. Nehemiah got a set of people to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem in 52 days, and yet he himself never did any of the work. Did you notice that? The job of a manager is to go around solving problems, helping people to solve their problems, not doing the work. You will see him go from this place to that place. He will talk to a family that is working on the side of the wall. He will encourage them. Every once in a while, he calls a meeting and he chastises them. He talks about Sanballat and Tobias. He issued letters, things to make the work go forward. But when you rescue them, imagine if somebody is having a problem building his own side of the wall, and Nehemiah decided, okay, I'm going to help you build it. And he stays there to try to be helping him to build his wall. Every other project around that wall building will start suffering. Same way with you as a worship leader, for instance. You have different departments in your department for a reason. By the time you finish this training, you now know that I need to get somebody, I need to get my monkeys out. I need to put somebody in charge of the monkey of editing. If it is stuff you need, you're going to know how to go find it. If you have to advertise, if you have to beg, whatever you got to do. So that way, every part of your worship department is going. Your job is to now go encourage them. Of course, some you will assign to yourself initially, just like me now. Bible study, Sunday training, I'm assigning to myself because the church is too new. We need to get it all set. But over time, I'm gradually going to start removing myself. I'll first start giving out one Sunday a month. Then it's going to be 2 Sundays a month. Then it's going to be maybe 3 Sundays a month. Then maybe all the Sundays. And I'm just there watching them, coming every once in a while to do my thing. That might take a year to get there, but that's where I'm going. We have Bible study on Wednesday. I don't have a business teaching Bible study on Wednesday, or Thursday rather. That should be a leader's work. I will come in every once in a while, yes, but that's where you develop them, because that's where they learn how to teach, how to preach before you graduate them to Sunday. But for now, I'm going to be doing a lot of that. I get it. But gradually, we need to stop rescuing. When I told Eric, you're going to be in charge of social media, I shouldn't be rescuing him to go find who's going to run his LinkedIn team. I should be harassing him about that, or harassing his director, not even him. I talk to his director, who is the person in charge of our LinkedIn. Then he will go back to Philip, that what's going on. The viewer is asking me about who's running our LinkedIn profile. Who's your guy there? If he's the one doing everything, it will be for his leader to say, no, I don't want it to be indispensable. Get me 5, 6 other guys. Form a team for LinkedIn. Let there be 5, 6 people in charge. And one person in charge with 5 or 6 people working with them. Let somebody be in charge of Telegram and put 5 or 6 people in them. Then you can supervise them. Then I supervise you. Then VO supervises me. Are you guys seeing how this works now? That is why Redeem has grown beyond measures. Nobody rescues you. When I became a pastor, I told you guys, I didn't even know there was a book in the Bible called 1 John. Nobody sent me. They prayed for me. They ordained me. They put me there. And everybody's looking at me from Lagos. You die or you swim. You're on your own. And I have to go figure out how to do. I know I have to go learn the Bible. I know I have to put myself on a 4-hour-a-day study without a disturbance. I have to put myself on 4 hours of prayer every day. 12 hours a day, I had to do that for 6 months. just so that I can even study myself approved, because nobody's going to come and help me teach on Sunday. Once I send them their remittance and I send people to go to monthly Holy Ghost service, they are done. You are on your own with the rest. And that is why it's growing. Some will grow fast, some will not grow fast, but Geo doesn't rescue. And it doesn't encourage his provincial pastors to rescue anybody. You get your goals, you execute, or they will post you to Kafancha or wherever. That's how it is. It's the work of God. There's no sentiment there. That is not sentimental. And I love him for that. So you need to return the monkeys. The more you get rid of your people's monkeys, the more time you have for your own work and your own people. Because you have assignments to do that are limited to you, that only you can do. You have all of that. Okay, so you have to understand that monkeys must go back to who they belong to. Sorry. Because the more you get rid of people's monkeys, the more you have time for your own work and your own people, because you have your own work to do. Okay, you have your own work to do. I, as your vision overseer, I have my own work to do. In fact, more than all of you right now. The more we grow, the more my own work reduces and yours get more. But for now, I have to cast vision. I have to prepare training for my workers. I have to have a schedule of training. I have to work so many things. I have to help each of my purpose directors understand the vision better. I have to interrupt their meetings to make sure they understand me better. This early stage, so my work is plenty. If I'm still taking your work to my own, I would never get any job done. And in the middle of all of that, I still have to do my own business. I'm a digital business guy. I have lots of people who have paid me lots of money to train them. My coaching program is $5,000 per person. Right now, I have 12 people on it. They expect to spend time with me every week, individually. I also have group coaching, apart from my law firm. So there's a lot of work. So if I'm not careful to make sure you deal with your monkeys, I'm not going to have time. I won't even have time to go and see what Eric is doing. Because as a manager, that's your job, to encourage your people, see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, encourage them where they're falling down, and move on. That's what Nehemiah did. He was moving around. That's his own job. He was solving conflict. That's his job. Let's say, for instance, pastors start fighting or workers start having issues. That's my job, to make sure I solve the problem. But my job is not to go and share track on Facebook. My job is not to go and try to grow Telegram followership. For now, I'm running the advert for the church. But by the time we launch in February, somebody's going to be in charge of running the advert. It's not going to be me. They're going to have a budget. They're going to have a budget. Maybe they have $2,000 to spend on adverts throughout for that 60 days. Then they're going to go learn how to run the advert. I'm going to give them access to my advertisement account. I'm going to say, this is your budget, $2,000 a month, $1,000 a month. I want you to run advert of $50 a day. And this is how I want you to run it. I have to take them through that so that they can do their part. My job is not to go and think of how we're going to do prayer vigil. That's Pastor Chuk's problem. He needs to sit down, think, pray, then recommend to me whatever it is I need. Are you guys following me now? So everybody needs to wake up if we want this thing to work. And I'm not just talking about Cyber Embassy alone. I'm talking about your business. I'm talking about distinguishing yourself as a performing manager. I don't promote people in my personal business because of the hard work. In fact, if I see you working too hard, you're not ready for management position. You're still a grunt, still a junior level. You promote people in management positions who can manage. Let me stop sharing for a second and look you guys in the face as I say all of that. All right? You need to understand. Okay, I'm muting everybody so that you can hear me well here.
Well, is it up to that?
What I'm saying to you guys is that you need to understand that the more you send people back their monkeys, the more time you have to service your own monkeys. Because as a leader, there are some jobs, some monkeys that only you can feed. All right? There are some monkeys only you can feed. There are some monkeys only you can attend to. And the more you return people's monkeys to them, the more you have time to feed your own monkey. Pastor Patrick, I don't know how you were able to feed yourself because you keep coming to my screen. All right. So let's move on. I overemphasize that because it is counterintuitive. Your first reaction, if something's not getting done right, is for you to say, I'll go do it myself. How many managers have you had said that? That if you want something done well, do it yourself. There's nothing more stupid, more unmanagerly. That if you have something done right, do it yourself. No, you want something done right, train the person you have given the assignment to do it right. Fight with him, okay? Do what you got to do, but train him right, and he will do it. Otherwise, you will spend the rest of your life doing work. You're not going to have fun. Take me, for instance, on the 17th, next week, Friday, I'm going to be going on a cruise with my family. This cruise has been set before God even gave me marching orders that you must start this thing this year or you are done. Because God more or less gave me an ultimatum. I've had this idea of cyber embassy for years, but I kept dodging, I kept running until God spoke to me in Lagos. That training I had, when Pastor Destiny particularly, he didn't even know that. He came to me and was talking about how we need to really do this well. When I left him, God started dealing with me that you better go do this thing. You see all these young boys now? I will raise one of them up to do this work. If you won't do it, that is the impression I got in my car. That I've told you about this 3-4 years ago. You are talking English. All these guys you just train for 6 hours. Half of what you said, they don't even know how to do it. They like it. They were excited by it. But are they going to do it? They're not internet people. They don't even know what to do. You have been thinking about this for 2 years. So go do it, the first one. So that way they can learn. From there, every church can begin to come up with their own version. Because now they will have a template. Some are going to do this better than us over the next 1 year. Some are going to just copy us 100%. It doesn't matter. Okay? So the more I focus on my time coming back to the training, the more I have time to see what Pastor Chicks is doing. The more I have time to help Pastor Destiny with his work, at least in terms of vision, to understand his work better. Instead of me spending 4 hours putting video sessions together, I should have put him on a video to watch me do it. So that way tomorrow he knows what to do. Okay, let's move on. Time is running out. So rule management number 1, I told you about 4 rules of monkey management. We are getting to the rules now. Yes, I know we are. I don't know how long we have left. This is supposed to be a 2-hour training. We have maybe 15 minutes. If I can't finish it, okay, or maybe once we get to the 2-hour mark, I'm going to give you guys permission to leave. If you have to leave, then you can come back and watch the rest later, or I may make it a part 2 thing. Monkey management rule number 1, you have to describe the monkey. What this meant is that team leader and team member shall not part company until the appropriate next moves, that is the monkeys. Remember, monkey is the next move. Until the appropriate monkeys have been properly described. What this means is that you describe what is going to happen next, which is what we miss at the evangelism meeting and the ministry meeting. You have to properly describe what will happen tomorrow, what will happen next week. That is rule number 1. You don't end a meeting from today, whatever meeting you are doing. And even me, if I'm doing a meeting, if I'm forgetting a rule, remind me before we close in prayer. If you get to that, you find out that you are going to be so effective. Even in your meetings at work, when you people finish meeting and you start asking your boss that, okay, we finished the meeting, but we have not really described what should happen tomorrow, they will have more respect for you. If you also have this in mind when you are running your own meetings, you are going to have a better result-oriented meeting, not just talk. That's the reason why lots of people don't like attending meetings. Because you attend a meeting for 2, 3, 4 hours. At the end of those 4 hours, you don't even know what you achieved. You just talk, ideas. But when you are going home, you have this feeling in your spirit that we really have not really achieved anything. So the rule number 1 must be described. How do you do that? Let me examples of monkey descriptions. Like when I teach, I give you practical examples so that you don't tell me tomorrow you don't understand the theory. For instance, Pastor Chooks, I hope he's still with us. In their meeting yesterday, they talked about they want to do e-crusade. Okay? And that decision right there gave rise to maybe like 20 monkeys, automatic, if they thought about it. Because the monkey, one of the monkey that we should go out of that is, for instance, okay, we say we're going to do e-crusade. So here is what we need to do next. We need somebody to go prepare a program proposal. You can assign the monkey to them, and I'm going to explain to you how to assign in a minute. But we are describing rule number 1. You must describe the monkey. We need to get a program proposal on how we're going to do this. We need to get to go find the channel that we're going to broadcast at. We need to go decide who we're inviting to this crusade. See, that's like 3 or 4 monkeys just on this e-crusade thing. That is a description of the individual steps to be taken based on that global decision of let's do e-crusade. Are you following me now? When an Eric, and I'm going to expect him to be able to have his own group meeting with the social media people, he reports to whoever he reports to in the hierarchy, but in the social media group, everybody there, they report to him. So when they have a meeting, we need to grow our Telegram group. That is a decision that automatically gives rise to several monkeys right there. All right, who's going to be our pilot? How are we going to do it? What are they going to do next? Are we going to go design a banner? So essentially, the rule is saying, don't end the meeting without appropriately describing the monkey. And I'm giving you examples of what a monkey description is. That's rule number 1. Get commitments from specific investors. Prepare a plan of action. Prepare a budget. Okay, because all these things, they are, and I'm going to tell you why it's so important for you to follow rule number 1. Okay, these are examples of describing your monkeys. Oh, we are going to do an official inauguration. For instance, we have an inauguration coming up on the 2nd. I've not formed the team. I'm going to form it after this training. And then part of the person who's going to be on that group is, let's go prepare a budget. Since I know what I want to do, maybe that one I will prepare, for instance. Or I may give it to Pastor Chooks. I say, okay, this is what we want to do. Go work on a budget. Or Pastor Alex. That is describing the monkey. Do we all get that? If you understand that part, the rule, again, I'm going to come back to it. I want you to get it into your spirit. You can be much more effective for God when you are organized and you know how to delegate properly. So rule number 1 of monkey management: team leader and team member shall not part company until appropriate next moves have been properly described. Depending on the project, you can be the team leader. I can be the team leader. Somebody under you can be a team leader depending on the project you're trying to do, which means every project you always have, remember, a team leader and the person to execute. All right, let's move on. Why is this important? Let me tell you the advantages so that you can get it into your spirit. It encourages more careful planning by team members before your next meeting happens. If I were to set up the inauguration team and I put Pastor Destiny in charge of writing the coming up with the budget, now he knows what to think about before the next meeting. He's not just going to come to the meeting just expecting the Holy Spirit to come. He knows he has to report to me on that budget. So he's going to take action. But if we just have a meeting, say we're going to do inauguration, everybody talk about how we're going to do it, it's going to be beautiful, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, then I don't describe what needs to happen after that. Guess what will happen? The next meeting we are still talking about it instead of us having action. Nobody is going to be thinking of what to do before they come to that meeting. But if everybody knows the task to be done and it is properly assigned, it encourages careful planning. Number 2 reason why you want to describe every monkey, it biases any situation towards action. People tend to take action when they know what to do. Take an Eric now. If Eric were to come to a meeting with his people and he comes up with a plan for Facebook, for instance, and say, okay, we want to grow our Facebook group because after all of this, all of you are going to get deliverable. You had Pastor Chooks talk about KPI. I don't use technical terms, even though I'm one of the best at it. I was trained by Otto Anderson, KPMG. I think they are called KPMG now. So I know all of that, but I don't like to talk technical stuff, but he's right. You are going to have your deliverable. I'm going to tell you, I want Facebook group. We are like 210 now. That I want it to be at 10,000 before 1st of February. That is going to be your target, for instance. And I'm not joking. I want 10,000 people in that Facebook group. Your job all of a sudden will be to go come up with a plan. Your plan might involve adverts. It might involve what you need to do. So when you are talking to your own guys, let's say you guys are now talking about how to make it happen. Part of your plan might not be, part of your next monkeys might be, we need to share our VO's message or any of our directors' message to 100 Facebook pages a day. That's a description. That's a clear action. Are you following me now? So now that action, let's say he assigns it to Pastor Maworo, who agrees to take it. Now it's very, very easy. The next time we have a meeting, it's a report. You are supposed to share in 100 places. Did you share it or not? There's no hiding. It's either going to be you deliver or you don't deliver. So it biases any situation towards action. So we are not just saying, oh, we want to grow our Facebook group now. Now somebody knows I need to share, or people know that I need to share this link at least 10 times a day for the next 30 days to be able to get maybe 10 people to come in every day. We need to do this on Telegram. So everybody will come up with a plan of action. Okay, so it helps you. Number 3 reason why you describe it produces quadruple boost in motivation. Again, like I said, you guys are going to be getting invaluable training as part of your being leaders here. I don't train just for the church. I don't believe church is only limited to when you are preaching the word. Church is the world. Okay, church is wherever you are, and you should be a kingdom citizen. Hard one on Sunday morning. I also be a hard one on Tuesday when you're at your job. So the training carries over. Because when people are motivated, they're going to do stuff. When you describe the monkey, it clarifies the next move. If you don't describe it, your people are confused. Just like Pastor Chuk said, if you don't clarify what needs to be done, they don't know. Don't assume that they know. Don't assume that they should know. Once you describe it, they are motivated because now they know what to do. Just like when I told Pastor Destiny I needed to go meet with the Jirawo and see what you can work with him. He is clear what he needs to do. He knows he needs to go to the meeting. And he was there, even though the man himself didn't even show up. But if I didn't clarify that for him, that this is your next move, go meet this guy. He's not going to know what to do. Okay? It helps team member to take all the important first steps, because I have a book that I'm reading. I never even finished that book. I've been writing for 5 years now. I call it From 0 to 1, because that's my specialty, making stuff happen. I'm not a manager. When this thing is rocking well, you guys might find out that I even lose interest a little. By the time we get to 6 months and we're 100,000 members and all that, I'm like moving back. Let the managers move forward and do. Because mine is a catalyst anointing. It's what I have, and I celebrate it. I used to assume everybody has that anointing. No. Mine is, you decide you want to do something, I can make it happen. I can help you make it happen quickly. But can I manage it? No, I don't think so, because me, I'm always moving new things. That's why Dove Media, within a year, could take over the whole media in Nigeria in under 1 year. But after that, maintaining it was a problem. That's the whole story for another day. But my point is, when you clarify stuff, it allows members to take the first step. They know what to do next. When people know what to do next, typically they are motivated to do action. It is when they stay on their desk, they don't know what to do. That's why they don't achieve much. Something as basic, there's something I taught my wife that she's remembering me now. I trained this thing, something like that in a House on the Rock when I was pastoring right here, my church here, and I trained about time management. And I'm like, there's no long story about time management. You wake up in the morning, take the first 1 hour after praying for 15 minutes. Don't pray for 2 hours, unless you're Pastor Chooks. That's his job. Okay, 15 minutes is okay. You pray for 15 minutes, all right? Then the next 45 minutes, try to decide what am I going to do for the day. And then write it out. Number 1, I want to share the link of Cyber Embassy in 100 places today. Number 2, I want to go read chapter 2 on Purpose-Driven Church. Chapter 3, I want to call Pastor Tolu for us to discuss about, if you were to write all of that down for the next 45 minutes, what you want to do for the day. You will be in shock how much you will achieve before that day is over. But if you don't write it down, if you don't have a plan of what you want to do, and I'm not talking a plan in your head, I'm talking a plan that is, see, I do it every day, right here. I write it down. See right there, meetings today, put it there, 8 to 10. 11, watch a video on live streaming, right here. So If you do that, you have the first steps to take. My wife is almost religious where this is concerned. I'm not even good at it anymore. But she can get everything done within 4 hours. That will take me 12 hours that I won't accomplish. Why? Because when you clarify it and you put it in writing, it allows you to take the first step. Because now you know what to do. You are not thinking. Sometimes the energy to even think of what to do exhausts you during the day. But if you do that thinking early, the rest of the day you are just executing. In your personal life, in your business life, in your ministry life, you are going to have much better results. My wife used to tease me about that when I told him that I didn't achieve much today. She said, hey, well, you didn't write it down. You taught me this 20-something years ago and you're not doing it. Okay, but when you do that, it allows people to take the first step. A very good benefit also of rule number 1 is that it breaks the project into bite-sized pieces. When you break it down, do a budget, do this, do that. It breaks down the whole thing. Pastor Destiny, for instance, is in charge of getting the worship ready for Sunday. That's a big assignment. Because in that worship, we have to have a program. We have to have a worship sequence to be done. Somebody has to take offering. There's a lot of stuff to be done. But if he breaks it down into different monkeys, it makes his job easier. He can then do a checklist. That's why checklists are so important. My Sunday service is all the things that need to happen for Sunday service to happen. So you look at number 1. Who has that monkey be assigned to? Is it myself or to somebody else? He goes to that person. He can follow up. Before you know it, he can get his service all arranged and get ready to do by Monday even, if he has all the tools he needs, so that all he's just waiting is Sunday. Not the one that me and him are still fighting on Sunday morning trying to figure out what we are going to do or post one video in the members area and say that's the video, 20 minutes to the service, and expect me to use that. A video that I have not even watched, and I'm watching them. I'm like, what's wrong with these guys? All this stuff be done early, all right? It allows a team member to switch his focus back and forth from the goal to the next one. Remember, we are still talking about rule number 1, why it is important for you to always describe your monkeys. Because you have a goal, that is the vision. But there's a step-by-step process to get there. So when you write those down, you obviously now have, when you write it down, now you have a ability to switch your focus back and forth from goals to next moves. You know the ultimate goal you are going, and then the different steps to get there. That is why this is such an important exercise to do. So rule number 2 of monkey management: assign the monkey. Remember again, rule number 1 allows you to break up the monkeys based on the goal that you want to achieve. Rule number 2 is saying the dialogue between team leader and team member must not end until the ownership of each monkey is assigned to a person. A job that is not assigned never gets done. This is very key. It's a key rule of monkey management. The dialogue between the team leader and team member must not end until the monkey is assigned. We are basically out of time for the 2-hour thing, but I'm going to take the next 15 to 30 minutes to just finish this right here and now. But if you need to leave, I'm not going to hold it against you. I'm just going to finish the training. You can always come back later and watch it if you have to go. I know many of you are concerned about data and all that stuff. I got to do what God has sent me to do. All right. Assign the monkey. The dialogue between team leader and team member must not end until ownership of each monkey is assigned to a person. This is very key. A monkey that is not assigned does not get fed. Just put the idea of monkey in your head. Imagine those individual assignments are little monkeys that you are giving to somebody to feed. Okay? If you don't give somebody the assignment to feed that monkey, he's going to die of hunger. Many of you, your assignments are dying. Your assignments are dying of hunger right now because you are not feeding it. Because he has not been assigned. We have not assigned ownership of our Instagram monkey to anybody. Eric, I hope you are listening to me. You've not assigned anybody to manage your Instagram account. That is why nothing is happening there. Are you following me now? Are you guys see what I'm talking about? We said we want to grow on LinkedIn, but we have not assigned any monkey to it. So nothing is happening. Same way in your business, until you assign a task to somebody, it's not going to get done. That's why rule number 2 is critical too. The dialogue between your team leader, whether you are the one or you are on a team, and team members, that by the way is plural, must not end until the ownership of each monkey is assigned to a person. Let me quickly go back to some of those examples that we gave earlier so that you guys can see it in context. Okay, sorry, it's making me do, oops. Sorry, I'm actually moving forward. Sorry, now I'm confusing you. Okay, let me just stay there. I'll just use the example from here. What we are saying is that, let's say we say we want to do e-crusade. Some of the monkeys that automatically come from there is a plan of action on how to do it. Number 2, a budget. Number 3, what platforms are we using? Number 4, who and who is going to be our guests if we are having any external guests. What is going to be the program for the day? Those are like 5 or 6 monkeys right there. I'm saying each one of them has to be assigned to somebody to report on. Of course, for every assignment, you can have more than one monkey assigned to one person. You can have plenty. The important thing is that you know who it was assigned to. That's why you have when you are doing your thing, you assign the activities to be done, and then you have a list of who has it been assigned to, and when they are supposed to give a feedback. If you do that in your business, you can never fail, at least in terms of getting results. Or let me put it the other way, you can never fail without knowing that you are failing. A lot of people fail, they don't even know they're already failing halfway into it. Because you're going to see that your monkeys are not getting done. So you know who is already making you fail. So if you have to make a switch in leadership, if you have to take up some of the monkeys yourself now, knowing that you are taking it up, that way you know the direction your business is going. Same way in ministry. It's not different. Again, I know many of you always say, oh, believe that. And I'm not using that to harass my special PA, who once said that he doesn't believe that church workers need to be trained. I used to tease her about that. Is you need to be trained to be able to do this, because Holy Spirit will be talking, you wouldn't even know what he's talking about. Because you're not organizing your thought. Everything is jumbled up. Nothing gets done. You can't even go and pray about your assignment if you don't even know what it's supposed to be. So you must assign each monkey so that the person that is assigned to can go pray for guidance from God on how to do it. That is where the Holy Spirit comes in. Go pray for inspiration, for the Holy Spirit to show him, and then go do research. Go do what he needs to do. Do we all understand that? Maybe I don't want to go too far before I get a feedback. If you are still with me so far, give me a 10. I want to be sure. Some of you are just coming in. I'm going to take a few questions when I'm done. We are officially actually at the 2-hour mark for the meeting. And I did promise that the meeting will be 2 hours. So if you have to leave, please feel free to leave without me thinking of anything, because it's a 2-hour meeting. But I just want to finish this, and then you can come back later and watch the recorded version if you want. I'm going to also cut it out and post it in the on the channel of the church. I'm going to make it a free training. Okay, you guys are still with me. At least I see several of you here. Let's continue. I don't want to leave you hanging. I give you 2 rules, then I don't give you the other 2. Then what? I don't like half-trained workers are also very dangerous. So I need to finish this in one sitting. All right. Rule number 2, the dialogue between team leader and team member must not end until ownership of each monkey is assigned. When I'm done, I'm going to ask questions to be sure you got this. So you better be making notes. I don't like training and then people don't understand what I said. So there's going to be quiz at the end of this. All right. The truth about monkey management of this rule is that all monkeys must be handled at the lowest organizational level, consistent with their welfare. Remember, we are talking about managing task. A monkey is a task. A monkey is the next action to be taken. All right. And I'm saying for your business, for the church business, for your personal business, for your personal projects, to be able to move at the lightning speed that God wants it to, you must try to get your monkeys assigned at the lowest, not the highest, at the lowest organizational level consistent with their welfare. In other words, assigning to the person who is in the best position based on their job description to handle it. Because that is when you get the best job, because it's their job. Let's say the issue of posting on Telegram, assuming that that is assigned to Eric directly by himself. Anything that we need to post on Telegram should be assigned to him, not to Eric, who is like the manager of the whole team if he's not the one handling Telegram, or to me, or to Destiny, because it is not consistent with the lowest level. That means if Destiny wants to do it, he has to go start learning how to do the work of the person running our Telegram. If it is an official thing, we need to be posting there. He has to learn how Telegram works. So people know their job more than you. As I see Pastor Tayo just coming in, he has gone through this training before, so you didn't miss much. So just watch the recording. We are going through my monkey management again for the church so that people can know how to use it to run their church, to run their ministries, to run their businesses. So you want to assign tasks at the lowest level consistent with his welfare. For instance, now in the prayer ministry, the prayer group, Pastor Chooks put himself as the leader of that group, or I gave him the assignment actually, but that group is under discipleship. He's our director for evangelism, but I put him in charge of the prayer group. So anything to do with organizing prayer meetings or putting prayer meetings together, it is assigned to Pastor Chooks because that is the organizational level most consistent with his welfare. Even though he himself is a director on a different level. Same way with you as you are a manager. You want to try to assign your monkeys to the person most suited to do it at the lowest level of the organization. Don't give work that people are not capable of doing to them. That's not what I'm saying. I say consistent with their welfare. That is the person who has the responsibility to do that and knows how to do it better than everybody else. Because that's what they do for a living. Because that's what they do in the organization. I know some of these things will sound a bit deep for you, but many of you are smart guys. You run ministries. Advantages of keeping monkeys at the lowest level: the team member has more collective time and energy for handling the monkeys. It's like graphic design. If we are going to do a graphic design for the church, the level most consistent to assign it is the graphic designers that are volunteers in our group, not my level. Why should I spend 2 hours trying to design a banner when there's somebody who specializes in designing banners who can do it in 5 minutes? Then I leave my own specialty or my own work for the church to go be doing the work that is better done by somebody else. Are you following me right now? That's why I have an outside graphic designer that is helping us. I'm still waiting for people to volunteer in the church, those who can do this and who want to help us with that part to take over. But I don't design any graphics myself. Anytime I need graphics, I give it to Mutiu, the guy that does my designs in business. I tell him, design, I want this in the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Then he does it. Not because I can't do graphic designs. I can use most of my own software, but it makes no sense, okay? Because they have more time, that's their job. Teams members are close to their work than you are. I can't know what is happening on Telegram more than the person who is coordinating Telegram, because he's there all the time. He knows who the members are. He knows the one that is lazy there. He knows the one that is a troublemaker. He knows the one that is anointed. He knows the one that is just sent by devil to come and harass us. I don't know that. So if something is to be done for Telegram members, why should I assign that to Pastor Destiny? Because he's a director. It's not about rank. This is teamwork. You assign to team members that are closest to the work that you want done. Maybe that's the way to put it. That's what I mean by the lowest level. The team members that are closest to the work that need to be done. All right. Number 3 advantage of this is the only way to preserve some of your discretionary time. Because when you assign these assignments, now you don't have to go be doing it. You have your own work, your discretionary time to be able to encourage them to do their work better. But if I'm too bogged down trying to design graphics, I don't have time to go and look at what Pastor Chooks is doing in the prayer meeting. I don't have time to go and put notes into what the ministry guys are doing, just to be able to see if they're following the vision, how I can encourage them better, or if they have any needs. Number 4 is the only way to develop responsibility in people is to give them responsibility. People are not going to grow if you don't make them responsible. I just gave the example of worship. By bailing out Pastor Destiny 2 Sundays in a row, I have not allowed him to grow at the level he could have grown. Let's say 2 Sundays, I say, well, we are not going to have worship today unless you come up with what is acceptable. And I stick with it. Guess what? Maybe we won't do worship that first Sunday, but by the time I start whining about it in the workers group, he knows, because I'm going to tell everybody, Pastor Destiny is the one that didn't let service happen today. Somebody should go and pray for him. He knows that next week he has to get his act together. All right? So the way you develop responsibility in people is to give them responsibility. They're going to mess up. And I'm going to tell you how to make sure that they don't ruin the organization in a minute. That's rule number 4. But the more responsibility you give people, their growth are going to be amazing. And I've used the example of Redeem. They make you a parish pastor. Once they ordain you and give you the parish, you're on your own. You do what you got. It's either your church is going to grow or it's not going to grow. And when you're not performing at the level you're supposed to perform, your area manager is going to do something about it. Same way with the area manager. They give them responsibility to grow parishes. They give them assignment. And then they're on their own. By leaving them alone, to people grow fast. That's why Redeem grew like wildfire. Because from day one, responsibility is given. There are key areas that they limit you, which is fine. You have to have roadblock. You have to have chokehold on some areas. Your remittance must not fail. Your attendance of your people at Holy Ghost service must not fail. And then attendance at area meetings or regional meetings is not optional. Once they lock you down in those 3 or 4 areas, the rest, you're on your own. And it builds a lot of responsibility for people, and the church ultimately is better for it. There'll be good people, there'll be bad people, but the work of God will keep moving forward. Rule number 3, dialogue between team member and team leader shall not end until all the monkeys have been properly insured. Pay attention, people. Because if you assign your monkeys and you don't insure it, your monkeys are going to die, which means that assignment is not going to get done. And then you have to be responsible to your own boss, or you have to explain to the whole world why your work is not going the way it's supposed to go. Pay attention, people. Rule number 3, I told you 4 rules. Rule number 3, dialogue between team leader and team member shall not end until all monkeys have been properly insured. What does that mean? There are 2 insurance policies. The insurance you are giving to the monkeys is to ensure that the monkey gets fed, that the monkey is looking good by the time you come to inspect it. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that the number 3 rule is that you must not end that meeting after you have described and then you have assigned in rule number 2. Number 3, you must give it an insurance to make sure that the work gets done at the time you want it, by who you want it, so that you don't go and enter trouble where the person you assigned the work to did not do anything until you have to report it, or until you have to show that assignment. Take Pastor Destiny. His job is to get the worship service ready on Sunday. So maybe he assigns that monkey, the monkey of picking the worship song that we're going to do on Sunday. He assigns it to somebody in the worship team. But he doesn't have an insurance. Maybe we need that thing on Sunday morning by 9 a.m. for service. But he has no insurance to make sure that work gets done before the deadline. All they just agree is that, okay, you give me this on Friday night. And Friday night, he has to show it to me because I want to see it by Saturday morning, for instance. If he doesn't put insurance policies to make sure that work gets done, he may find out that by midnight, the work is not yet done or it will be done poorly. Then what is he going to tell me when I harass him on WhatsApp? He cannot tell me he doesn't have light or he has no data, because I will call him on the phone to explain himself what is happening. So there are 2 insurance policies. Recommend, then act. Act, then advise. Now, which of these policies you use should depend on how comfortable you are with the person you are assigning something to. This is important. I know you are still not clear yet. All right. Recommend and act is where, when you give an assignment, because you are not sure that this person really understands what needs to be done or he can do it the way you want, you are going to tell him, go get it done, then show it to me before you deploy it. Okay? The reason why, for instance, the insurance policy I had for Destiny for Worship is that I want him to go and put it together. I always tell him, go put down together the worship, then show it to me at this time. Don't go live yet. Why do I do that? Because I'm not yet comfortable that Pastor Destiny can give me the type of worship I see Sabbath Embassy doing, because we're just filling each other out. He doesn't know the kind of songs I want. He doesn't know the type of songs I like. Just like last Sunday, he did come up with a couple of songs, but last minute, he showed it to me like 8 a.m. in the morning. I didn't like any of them. Now we have to start scrambling, okay? So a proper insurance will be, you give enough time, you tell the person, go do this, then show it to me. And you make sure the time you set for him to show it to you gives you enough time to make amendment if there's an error. So if you have to show something on Sunday morning, your checkup time, we are going to talk about that in a minute. I think that's the last part. Let me not mix them together. This rule is for you to help to make sure you get the work done right when you are assigning stuff. Like I posted in the group today, people have started posting motivational stuff. Some of them are not relevant. Some of them are not what I want to see in my workers group. So I post before you post anything, even if I put you in charge of posting the group. Before you post, you show it to me first. Show it to your director. Let him look at it to be sure that this is worthy of the Cyber Embassy stuff. And then he can then tell you, go post it on the Facebook page. Are you following me now? It's like when you are, so you want to, this insurance is to allow you to see what the work looks like before you make it live or give it to your boss. That way you don't look like an idiot. You don't give an assignment to somebody to do. And then the first time you yourself you have seen it is when you're having a meeting with your boss. Then that person goes out and messes up. Who do you think they're going to blame? Is your monkey. They assigned it to you originally. They're going to look at it. So you have to make sure that the person, if you don't trust them enough to do the work well, you give the first insurance. Advise me what you think we should do here. I will look at it, and then if I like it, I will authorize you to go and post it. The second type of insurance is where you are very comfortable with the person, you know they're going to do their job. Because they've done it, they've assured you they know what they are doing. All you then do is tell them, go do it, then advise me that you have done it. Take Pastor Chooks and the prayer group. I'm very comfortable with the way he's running the prayer group. So confidently I can say, okay, go put the prayer group together. When you have done it, let me know. Why? Because I don't have to use insurance policy number 1 for him anymore, where that is concerned. He has already shown me he can do it. He's already shown me he knows how to do it. He's already shown me he's in tune with my vision for that prayer department. So now he's on the second insurance. Act, then tell me it's been done. Destiny is on insurance number 1 for worship. Recommend, then act, because I'm not yet at that comfortable level with him where a time will come where I wouldn't necessarily need to see the worship he's going to do. I come to service on Sunday morning, worship time, I'm trusting him to go out there and do. Why? Because he will have been on that policy number 2, act, then advise. Now, okay, I've gotten the video together, Pastor, this is it. I hope you guys understand this. You use one of these 2 policies based on the level of your comfort level with whoever you are assigning something to. Like I always tell my trainings are always very deep, okay? So don't close out on me now. Some of you are looking glassy-eyed. You are looking like this thing is getting complicated. It's not. Or is it? If you are still following me, give me a 10. If you are confused at this point, give me a 0. Come on, type something quickly. Let me be sure we are still together on the same wavelength here. Come on, everybody, if you are still here. All right, Destiny says 10. Philip says 10. Okay, so we are still together here. All right, Chinaye, are you still there? You better say 10 because you've done this training before. All right. Okay, so the insurance policy, rule number 3 is to make sure the work get done, and they don't burn down your company before you realize that they are making a mistake. You don't go and send a rookie or somebody who has not dealt with your client before to go and start talking to client and giving them instructions when you don't know what the person is going to say. That is why, for instance, I'm hesitant to put anybody out there to preach right now. I've not seen any of you preach. So before you can go out on Sunday morning, I will have seen your sermon. I actually asked a couple of the directors, and if you are listening to me now, you have to send me one of your preaching topic videos. I want to see it. I want to see what you preach about. I want to see how you preach. Do you even understand the word? Am I comfortable with the way you preach the word? That is recommend, then ask. So when I'm going to put any of them to preach, I may say, listen, I want to see what you want to preach about. I'm not going to tell you what you should preach about. Maybe I'll give you a topic, a direction. But whatever Holy Spirit tells you, obviously, is what you're going to preach. I'm not going to micromanage you there. But I may want to see what they're going to say so that I don't come out there and start butchering Bible the way I understand it. And then we have a problem when you're already live. Same way with you. You want to train your subordinates to be preachers. You want to train them to run stuff, but be mindful of the insurance policy you give them. I had a policy, okay, when I was still pastoring a physical church. I don't bring any pastor to come and preach on Sunday that has not preached on Wednesday before. I bring them because Wednesday is only mostly church members that attend. So you can mess up, I can still cover up. But on Sunday morning, when the whole world is there, I can correct you. So you preach on Wednesday, I see what I see. Okay, if I feel comfortable with you, that okay, me and this guy were in tune as far as our understanding of the Bible is, then I can elevate you to come and preach on Sunday. Because Sunday, once you go live, you go live. There's nothing I can do about it. You also want to make sure you practice that in your business. Otherwise, your subordinate might ruin your business in a way that you cannot control. If you have a big client, and the first time you are sending your client, your subordinate to go and present to that client, you have never seen your subordinate present before, they can ruin your business. They mess up, and that will be on you. It will not be on them. You are the manager. Your job is to make sure your managers do what you want. So you want to practice as much hands-off management as possible. Once your people start getting it, and hands-on management as much as necessary. That's what I do. Like when they were having the e-ministry meeting the other day, I'm not supposed to be in that meeting. It's that meeting, director of ministry is having his meeting, but I saw the way the direction was going, that this is not my vision. So I went hands-on right there and said, no, this is what you're supposed to be thinking about. The e-ministry is not to go out there to go and be preaching the word or doing evangelism. That's evangelism directorate. E-ministry is supposed to help us minister to people, especially members and non-members. How are we going to help people to meet their daily needs? How are we going to be relevant in charitable work globally? How are we going to get people what they need? Those who want to have visa in our company, in our church rather, how do we help them to get visa? Those who have a ministry they want to do offline, they want to go and feed the homeless, how do we help them raise money? That's the job of the e-ministry. Their job is not to go out there and go be preaching evangelism, even though they are connected, but it needs to be clear so that they don't get confused. So I had to go in there and more or less interrupt the meeting and say, this is not, you got to go this direction. But as much as possible, when you are having the evangelism meeting, I think I only came in like one time because you guys were on point. Everybody was doing what I think they should be doing. So I didn't feel the need to get involved too much. So you practice hands-off management as much as possible, because remember, you are ultimately responsible for your department. And then you practice hands-on management as much as necessary. So if somebody is not doing it the way you need it to do it, you can go in there and do it. And then make sure you train the person to be able to do it right. Final rule so that I can let you guys go. Check on the monkey. You have to have a checkup appointment. If you don't do medical checkup, you die. You won't even know you have cancer until it happens, even forbid bad thing for any one of us. If you don't do checkup every day, that's why some people, even tongue-talking, Bible-believing people, you pray for good health, but you still go for medical checkup because that's the reason God allowed medicine to be there. There's no reason why any child of God should be having hypertension. We will not have hypertension in Jesus' name or heart attack. But you go check it, particularly as you are getting older. That's what I mean. You have a checkup appointment. Same way with your assignments. Yes, the person will pray. Yes, Holy Spirit will guide. But you need to have a checkup. Is this person even connecting with Holy Spirit with this assignment itself? You need to have a checkup. That means before the assignment is due. That's what it means. Dialogue between boss and team members shall not end until the monkey has been given a checkup appointment. The reason why you do checkup appointment is to make sure that when you need to deliver your monkey, it is still in good health. Remember, as a group leader, you are responsible to somebody. So as a group leader, if you want to make sure you give a checkup appointment with the person you ever assigned to, just the same way me that I assign it to you, I will give you a checkup appointment I want to see. Like I just told Pastor Destiny, I want to see the worship we are going to do on Sunday by Thursday. That's a checkup appointment. Because that appointment gives me enough room. If I don't like what he just showed me, I can tell him, no, go do this thing again, report back to me Friday morning. We have all the time in the world. So I give a checkup appointment that will make sure that my Sunday morning is not rushed. But if I don't do a checkup appointment, and then on Sunday morning I say, Pastor Destiny, where's our worship song? Then it gives me something that doesn't meet the standard. Then what? We are going to be delivering a monkey that is malnourished to the world. All right. So the checkup appointment will be a time for you to review the work with enough time between that review and the time that you have to give it, you have to deliver it to whoever ordered the assignment. So those are the rules. Describe the monkey, rule number 1. Describe the monkey. Rule number 2, assign the monkey. Rule number 3, insure the monkey. Rule number 4, check up on the monkey. Before we go, now we go to question and answer time. Now I want every one of you just to be sure you got it. Now the few of you that are still here, now everybody's logging off. You are not logging off anywhere. We are all here. Okay. All right. Now we just finished. I think some of you just coming in here. I will repeat rule number 4 again for the benefit of the few of you that clocked out. That was a bit fast. Rule number 4 is that you must have a checkup time for the monkey, which means dialogue between team members and their boss or team leader shall not end until the monkey has been given a checkup appointment. The reason you do a checkup appointment is you want to see what the monkey looks like before the time you have to deliver it to whoever assigned the monkey to you. And I use the example of worship. Pastor Destiny is in charge of making sure we have a good worship service on Sunday. Part of that worship service includes picking the song we're going to use. Either we're going to do live song or we're going to play video or whatever it is we're going to do. So the checkup appointment I'm going to give him is to make sure there's enough time for me to see what he has done before we have to go live with it. So my own checkup appointment for him, for instance, right now is that by Thursday, I want to see the program. I want to see the song we're going to play so that I can go through it and be sure that I'm comfortable with it. Not on Sunday morning when we have to go live. Same way with you in your business, in your ministry assignment. When you assign monkeys to anybody on your team, make sure you give it a checkup appointment before the time you have to deliver it. Because if you don't do that, you might find out at the time you have to deliver your monkey that your monkey is dead because it hasn't been fed. The person is now looking at you and say, I didn't do it because I didn't have NEPA or because my data ran out. But if you give a checkup appointment well before that time, you will already know that the work is not done. At that point, you are in an emergency mode. You might have reported back to your boss that, sorry, we need extension. We had to take this monkey to emergency room because the person who was supposed to feed it did not feed it. I need extension. But if you don't give it a checkup appointment, you will not know that it's not getting done until the monkey itself had died. That is rule number 4. So we summarize the monkey again, the rules. Rule number 1, dialogue between team member and team leader shall not end until the monkey has been properly described, each monkey in the assignment. Rule number 2, meeting between team members and team leaders must not end until every monkey identified in rule number 1 has been assigned to somebody. That assignment can be the leader himself, can be members of the people of the team, but it must be assigned and identified so that everybody knows what monkeys they are carrying out of that meeting. Rule number 3, you must insure the monkey. So that the reason you insure is that you don't want your monkey to die. You want your monkey to be in good health, which means you depending on whoever you're assigning to, You can either use act, then advise, or recommend before you act. So you have two types of insurance policies, depending on the competence level of the person you are assigning to, and depending on your comfort level with the person. If you are sure the person will deliver and he has proved to you over and over, not that just you think it, he has done it enough for you to know that he knows what to do. Like I have my staff, for instance, Chinayem does cancellation of people who want to cancel their program with me. Initially, I used to say, give me the list of those who want to cancel. Then I go do the cancellation myself because I don't want them to mess up my account. But now she knows it well enough that the insurance policy she's on now is that when somebody wants to cancel, go cancel them, then advise me that you have canceled them. Before is to recommend to me, this person wants to cancel. Then I tell her what to do, how to do it, then I tell her go act. But now my comfort level with her has risen in that position that I can then tell her, go cancel them, refund their money from my account, and just advise me that you have done it. That's an insurance to make sure she doesn't go there. If, for instance, they want that she's going to do that, just say go and cancel and refund people money. What if she refunded 100 people their money that are not supposed to be refunded? I'm going to lose money. So you assign insurance policies based on your comfort level and the competence level of whoever is supposed to do the assignment. Rule number 4, you got to do a checkup on the monkey to make sure your work is delivered on time at the time it's supposed to be delivered. That is why every time you give an assignment, you want to make sure the person gives you a feedback. So you fix that feedback for the time that gives you enough time to make corrections if the work is not getting done the way you want it. So if you have to deliver work on Monday, you want to put your checkup time like maybe Friday or Saturday, depending on the assignment. Oh, how far have we gone with this work? It's like we say we're going to do crusade now. I'm not going to wait until the week of that crusade before I start asking Pastor Chooks how far. I'm going to put checkup time 2 weeks before, 1 week before, 5 days before, 3 days before. So that the day we go live, all of us are comfortable with what is going to happen. There's going to be a test run. That is what I mean by checkup time. All right? That is where the training ends. But now I want to ask questions. I want to be sure that you guys know what this is. So everybody's unmuted. Don't run. All right? Eric, what is rule number 1? NEPA didn't go. Yes. What is rule number 1?
Rule number 1 is to describe the monkey.
You got to state it the way it is. Team meeting between the team member and team manager shall not end until every monkey has been described. I want you to say it.
Meeting between the team member and team leaders must not end until the monkey is described.
All right. This is important why I'm asking you to repeat it, because the more you say this, the more you remember. So from now, when you have a meeting with your team members, once you guys reach conclusions, you need to describe what needs to happen next. Those are the monkeys you are describing. Okay, based on this, we want to do crusade. I want Pastor Tayo to go come up with a program of action. I want Pastor Shegun to go give us ideas of the kind of pastors we can invite. I want Eric to give ideas. What kind of free gifts do we give at that crusade? Those are individual monkeys that has been described. Now, of course, when you give somebody a monkey, they might still come back to you for ideas. It might be something they go form a team themselves. It might, excuse me. Rule number 2. I think I need some. Rule number 2, Pastor Destiny. Why are you waiting for me? Talk now. This is a meeting. Why are you waiting for me to come back? Oh yeah, Pastor Destiny, has it disappeared? NEPA has taken light. Pastor Destiny, we are looking at you. Okay. Pastor Tayo, you are here. You have done this training now. What is rule number 2 of monkey management? Pastor Tayo. Yes. Pastor Tayo has gone into the spirit. All right, Destiny, are you still there? Everybody has gone into the spirit now. Pastor Chooks, Destiny, you have to unmute yourself to talk. Okay. Pastor Chooks. Oh, I have unmuted everybody. Okay. All right.
Now I can hear you, sir.
All right. Yes, I cannot hear you. What is rule number 2 of monkey management?
Okay. Rule number 2 is assign the monkey.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it means that the conversation between the team lead and its members must not end until the monkey has been assigned, until the task has been assigned.
Awesome. Has been assigned to a team member. Each of them, each task. Remember, every meeting gives rise to multitude of monkeys. Team member and team manager must not end until each monkey identified has been assigned to one person. And you as a team leader, you want to keep record. You want to make notes. If possible, you create a Google sheet. Google is free. So that you put the task there, you put the person to do it, and the time they need to do it. Very good. Rule number 3. Who wants to tell us rule number 3? Pastor Chooks, are you in the spirit? I want to hear from you. What's rule number 3 of monkey management? Pastor Chooks is praying. All right, who is not praying that wants to answer us now? Chinaye, you are there. What's rule number 3? Okay, you can run. Chinaye, why is all of a sudden everybody is in the spirit now? Chinaye.
Insure the monkey.
Well, yes, rule number 3, insure the monkey. What does that mean? Explain it.
The dialogue between the team leader and team members should not end until all the monkeys have been insured.
How do you do insurance? What kind of insurance policies do we have? 2 insurance policies.
Recommend the act.
No, recommend, then act.
Then act.
Okay. What's the second
act, one? Then advise.
Exactly. Recommend and act means they get the assignment ready, but they don't make it live. In other words, they don't post it or they don't deliver yet until they have shown it to you. You have to review it. And you use that insurance policy when your confidence level with that person is not yet solid, or when the person is new, or the person you are not sure of his competency level. Same way I did with you when it comes to canceling members. Remember the first time I said, go and make a list of those who want to be canceled. Give it to me, and then I will show you how to cancel them. That is recommend before you act, because I wasn't sure you can do the cancellation well. But now you know that I don't even get involved in your cancellation anymore. You are now in the insurance policy of act, then advise. All I told you is make sure you enter their names on the Google sheet, those that you have canceled. You can see that I switch insurance on you. You may not have noticed that that's what's happened, but I was very conscious. I do that all the time. Every one of us need to be conscious about that. You don't have to tell your subordinate what you are doing, but you are the one that know. If you are not sure they can do it the way you want them to do, always make sure you review the work before it goes live. Otherwise, you're going to get embarrassed. That's why I advise all my directors, I want to see your teaching. I'm not going to put you live until I've seen you preach. It's not possible. I'm going to watch your sermon. I'm going to be sure that, okay, this guy is in line with me. I don't want you to go in there and you speak in tongues for 1 hour. That's not my ministry. I'm not saying it's wrong. My ministry is about people learning the word. So all of that I'm going to look at before I do that. Are you following me? I want you, I feel comfortable with you. The next might be, okay, go preach. I may not even be there. Just send me a clip when you are done. All right, thank you so much for that. The final rule, the final monkey management rule. Who wants to give us the final one? That's a bonus. Destiny, I like picking on you today. You're my scapegoat all day today. Until you change out your background, I will not leave you alone. Eh? Yeah, unmute yourself. Don't use 419. Unmute yourself and talk. Hey. You are not muted, OJ. Unmute yourself from your end. Look at you. OJ.
Okay, now I can hear, sir. Now, the rule number 4 is check on the monkey.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that the dialogue between the team leader and his team members must not end until the monkey has been checked.
On what? On the, no. the meeting between team member and team leader shall not end until the monkey has been given a checkup time. Not that he has been checked. You listen, you need to get this. Rule number 4 is that meeting between team leader and team manager shall not end until the monkey has been given a checkup time. Checkup time means basically until you have set a time to be sure the monkey is being fed before you have to deliver it. If I gave Chineye an assignment that I have to deliver on Sunday morning, what that rule is saying is that I need, if I gave it to her on Monday, I need to have a time for her to check in with me to be sure that the work is getting done. I don't wait until I have to deliver it on Sunday to now say, where is the assignment? Because I may find out that maybe something happened in his family, he has not been able to even look at the assignment at all, even as well-meaning as she is. Or it could be that the assignment she did is rubbish, it's not what I wanted. But by the time I give it a checkup time, let's say, let me know how far you are on Wednesday. So by the time I call her and say, Wednesday, how far? If she's having challenges, at that point, I already know. Ah, Pastor, I've not been able to do this, so this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, or I don't even know what to do. At that point, I know I have a problem. And I can solve it in enough time for me to deliver it on Sunday. So checkup time is for you to check up on your people, because remember what I said. When you give assignment, you need to let them do the work. Don't do the work for them. But a checkup time is where you find out whether they are actually doing the work or they went to sleep. This is vitally important. You don't want to be on the neck of your people all the time, particularly when they've been with you for a while. At this early stage, of course, if I give you an assignment, I'm on your neck 24/7 because you don't know me, you haven't worked with me, you don't know what I want, so I'm on you almost all the time. But the time will come when I'll say, okay, go do it and let me know. Chineye has been working with me for a while now. I'm at a certain level with her where she knows I don't get on her neck. I give her an assignment and I tell her I want it by Thursday. I don't even ask until Thursday. But before then, on Tuesday, I'm already asking her on Wednesday. Why? Because my checkup appointments are different based on the level. Bayo has been with me now in my business now, I don't know how many years, 7, 8 years. Most of his own checkup time is on delivery dates because I know he's going to do it. I know I can count on him. His insurance policy is also mostly go act, then tell me you've done it because he's done it 1,001 times. Does he not make a mistake? He makes mistakes. It's like my emails. The last time, one time he sent email by mistake and sent it to everybody on my mailing list, including the church, even though we agreed that some mailing lists you don't send mails to. But that is to be expected. But generally, it's like 95% accurate because it's been like that. Same way with you. You got to develop your staff to the point where the policy you use for them, as well as the checkup time, is commensurate with their level of competence. And then you can be free to do big things. As a leader, if you don't free yourself from most of this work, you're going to work yourself to death. I'm overworking on Cyber Embassy now deliberately because I know we're still early. Most of you don't even know what I want. Most of you are not even clear what I want. Even me, I'm not clear what I want. Sometimes I am only getting clarity as I'm doing it. But as I do it more and I understand where I want to be and I'm clearer, all of a sudden, I'm going to be leaning more on you to get the job done while I'm more doing strategic things. There's a reason I call myself vision overseer. I'm not doing general management even. I'm not even doing any. I just want to guide the vision. I'll let you guys do it. All right? Any questions now? I think that is the end of the training. I think everyone, believe it or not, I didn't record this thing. Oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't record it. But I think it will be on Facebook, I think, hopefully. Chai. That would be bad if it's not recorded. I have to do it all over again. But any questions, people? Any questions? All right. We are already well past time. I want to appreciate you for coming in. Keep posting the questions. If you are watching the recorded version of this, keep posting it on wherever you find it. We will always respond to comments. I believe this is one of the more transformational training, fundamental training you need as a manager. Every Tuesday, we are going to be doing training similar to this for the church. Of course, we are training workers for Cyber Embassy, not for Netpreneur 360. So our training is mostly going to be religious based. But for me, principles of life is the same. The kingdom is one in your bedroom, at your job, on the street, in the marketplace. It should be the same principles. You shouldn't have a principle you use on Sunday morning that you don't use on Tuesday. That is not living the kingdom lifestyle. That is being a religious person. And I'm neither. The way I am on Monday is the way you see me on Sunday. All right? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Eric, can you give us closing prayer? You need to unmute yourself, please. Okay.
Everlasting Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for this time out being enlightened onto the path. Lord, we ask, oh Lord, for grace. We ask for an enablement to do all this that has been taught in the name of Jesus, that the vision will not be held back, that will be empowered to accomplish all that have been taught this day in the name of Jesus. We pray in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Thank you guys very much for coming. Very much for coming again. A little apology for going over. This is a training session. And I know that data is a major issue for those of you living in that part of the world. But hey, you are online anyway, so don't give me excuses. I'll see you guys in the training room. Thank you guys so much. The Lord bless you really good as you've come. May the Lord himself continue to guide you and give you wisdom how to key into this vision for what he himself has already put inside of you. Every one of us, we've got our own anointing. We've got our own strength. My prayer is that God will teach you how to bring it out. God himself will direct you how to maximize it for the glory of his name. Thank you so much. You are blessed really good.
Okay. Bye, sir.
I'm out.